music. Midnight 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 music.
KOTR. Nope, not the right one.
Trying to make like a short list of people I want
That
to
is the
draft.
right one.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Too many fucking people on the roster. I need to like organize my thoughts a little bit.
Here, I'm gonna put the roster in the chat on YouTube if anyone wants to get the full roster. Yeah, I'll put it in literally every single chat.
Yeah, we're doing draft day prep, folks. Welcome to our pre-draft special, I guess. Or
Yeah, we're in the war room right now.
yeah, right.
Yo, can I draft the Fox robot?
Honestly, I want the Fox robot to return for this draft. I'd be so happy.
No, I put the roster in the Skype chat as well.
Perfect.
You have no excuses for not looking at this full roster.
You should also just know it off the top of your head. By the way, Will Tarashuk, I bought a Chromebook over the weekend.
You told me you were gonna do that. How is it?
It's great because it was like $300 off.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
why I
Dude,
bought it.
My sword came in. It's fucking dope. It's hanging up over
What,
there.
the Lord of the Rings sword?
Lord of the Rings sword.
Oh, it's not like for self-defense or anything.
No, it's very pointy. So, my girlfriend's parents got me $200 of Amazon gift cards for my birthday. So I was like, all right, let's go to
What else are
Amazon.
you gonna buy other than a sword?
I'm like, let's go to Amazon and type in Lord of the Rings and see what comes up. So here's what I got.
Oh, he's actually going to bring out the sword. Let's see this.
It's legit Sting. It's Frodo's sword from Lord of the Rings. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
22 inches of pointy madness.
That's what she said.
So-
That's what she said, clearly.
It's kind of. I was surprised how heavy it is, to be honest.
I mean,
Have you tried cutting
Captain
cheese with
Dragons
it
or
yet?
whatever.
No, but I did stab my bed. I just stabbed right through the mattress.
Close enough.
whatever.
Yeah,
you're
I
into,
also
man.
took my thumb. So, yeah, like I'm a wrestling mark and a Lord of the Rings mark, like by a lot more. So the sword was like $185, and I was like, oh yeah, that's good. But after I bought it, I saw Gandalf's staff for $225, and I felt really stupid.
I saw someone buy Gandalf's staff, and that shit looks great.
It's a giant staff.
Gandalf's staff.
Yeah,
Sounds
right?
like a sex position.
Probably. What's going on?
And
What's going on, Broadcast Podcast? And of course, Taquan's here, already making
And Frets.
And Frets.
Frets is here.
and Wilger. We got some fun people here. We are drafting heavy.
Who's
tonight.
the broadcast?
I don't know. They're new, but I like them. Keep coming, Broadcast.
They're good boys. They're Australian. Don't hold it against.
Oh, Aussie,
that's
Aussie,
a
oi,
compliment.
oi, oi.
That
Yes,
makes me very happy.
I do love me.
How much do you all hate that we think Foster's is like a big in Australia?
Yeah, we are kind of stupid like that. But I've been so I have
Is it not? I'm just.
No,
saying.
it's not. It's
I
not
think
at all.
It's not.
no.
I think it is.
Yeah, no.
It's Foster's, American for Australian beer.
Exactly. Yeah, no. I've been to Australia. Australia's great. It's one of the. Here's how much I love Australia. If I were ever to make a boat ton of money and wanted to fall off the face of the earth and just say screw it and just live out my rest of my life and all my money, I'm probably moving to Australia.
There's too many spiders and shit there.
If you live in the outback, yes. Don't live in the fucking countryside.
Why are you gonna go to Australia if you don't live in the outback?
Sydney's a fucking dope ass city.
Bloomin' onion.
I can-
Right?
God, dude,
I will tell you.
Imagine like the fucking Australian version of Trump supporters. How fucking crazy they are.
Where did that
that a
come
thing?
from?
Like just like I'm thinking like middle of the outback, like as far crazy middle of nowhere hick as you can get, as like the tip of Texas is in the United States.
True, fair,
I don't know.
fair.
I don't know, man.
Hey, Broadcast Podcast. By the way, since I'm the only one on the show to Australia, if I throw you,
I've been to Australia.
it was fucking great. Like I said, I should have never left. Anywho, if I throw you guys some money, can you guys give me some Tim Tams? Because I really have been craving Tim Tams. Tim Tams are fucking dope.
I'd say what are Tim Tams?
It's this really simple like chocolate wafer cracker that they have, but they're dope.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, and Vegemite actually is an acquired taste, but it's not that bad.
I doubt that. Anything that's an acquired taste can lick my ass.
Well, you
Not
In fact, asshole is
acquired
acquired
taste.
taste.
That's one of those things. Either you like it or you don't.
Facts. There is no middle
My
ground.
goodness, this pre-show chat turned dark real quick.
Dude, asshole just tastes like a leather couch. That's just what it is. It tastes like a leather
It
couch.
sounds like you're speaking from experience.
I don't know what couches you're licking, but
a dirty leather couch. Don't get me wrong, but a leather couch nonetheless. Like a leather couch that's been in the sun a little too long. It's gonna make sure you clean up the asshole first.
Right.
this is how you clean it, like a plunger.
Yeah. Make sure there's no dingleberries.
Can't have that.
Yeah, or else that's how you get pink eye. Clearly.
You don't want ass with seasoning.
What type of seasoning though?
Any kind of seasoning. You want it skinned and featherless.
Like the Quan said, shit adds flavor. Oh my god! But seriously, I'm really serious about that. Those Tim Tams Roadcast podcasts. I'm really not gonna lie, they're fucking great. I will tell you a really funny Vegemite story that happened in high school. So at that time in high school, I'd already been to Australia and had the wonders of Vegemite. And Vegemite, upon first taste, does taste fucking horrible. And so my school, we had this Australian exchange student. Because we had this weird program where we'd take one person from our sophomore class and they would live and go to school in Australia for half the year, and the Australian person would come and live with us for half a year. And so I went to the Australian person. I was like, yo, you got some Vegemite? And she was like, yeah, sure. Gave me a shit ton of Vegemite. And so me being on the football team decided to prank a lot of my football player friends by like shoving Vegemite down their throats at random times. And also I think before practice, we put Vegemite on someone's mouthpiece.
Ooh.
Oh man.
What are the delicacies in Australia? I'm assuming kangaroo. Kangaroo's delicious.
They do treat kangaroo like we treat deer. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah, they don't care for them.
Very
Like they
muscly.
eat it, but it's not like in every store.
Yeah, they don't care if they get hit, type of thing.
Yeah.
Big rats.
Yeah, pretty much. Their pizza is pretty interesting as well.
Interesting. Is it a good interesting or?
Oh, kangaroo.
stay
Well,
away
he's
from
saying
it?
kangaroo.
Interesting.
They're saying kangaroo and emu.
Emu is also delicious.
I could see that. It's basically
I've
chicken,
had
right?
emu burgers. Oh, here's the thing. I've eaten emu and kangaroo in burger forms, was like ground up, but still delicious. Very soft and juicy.
I had croc soup down. Was it croc soup or was it gator soup down in Australia? I like it preserved.
I think we had gator stew in New Orleans too.
Did we or did you? I don't remember having gator soup in New
I
Orleans.
think I did. Unless I went there a second time. But I forget what restaurant we were at. It was like a nice restaurant, like out of nowhere. We just went there with people.
Oh yeah. The randoms we had.
Yeah. We just went to dinner with these random people.
Yeah, all right, that
I
makes
forgot
sense.
we
Yeah,
did that, but we had the gator. I had the gator stew, and it was.
we
fucking
went dinner with
amazing.
the random bros that we found in the middle of that dinner. There was like a wedding that was going by.
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot about those people until just now. I was like, Ricky, we had some weird times in New Orleans with this complete strangers.
Yes.
Like, it was like, you want to go to dinner? We're like,
Let's go to dinner.
Sure, we're drunk at 4 in the afternoon. Yeah.
WrestleMania weekend. What can I say?
I mean, they were wrestling fans, so it was fine. It was like it was complete strangers.
Remember we had the plans we were going to meet up with them again, and we just like never did.
Yeah, that happened.
Because you know what it was? I think that was the day that we went to like WrestleCon, and then we went to dinner, and then like I think that was the night we all split because they were going to like Joey Janelle's Spring Break or ROH, and we went to NXT Takeover.
Right. And then we did we went to the Superdome. We had a video outside the Superdome.
Yeah, we did the Shield video outside the Superdome. Yeah.
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 God, that was a great trip.
What a day.
That was a great trip.
What a day. But yeah.
There's a conference in New Orleans in October.
Oh God.
Jazz is going to. I think it's FinCon, and I'm thinking of just going just to go to New Orleans again.
While she's at the conference, you're like roaming around Bourbon Street by yourself.
Yeah, I do. Fuck this conference. This is my job. I don't want to do this. I'm just gonna be drinking margaritas and doing voodoo.
Maybe you can do all the sightseeing like we refused to do because we were just drunk half the time.
Dude, it's like that World War II museum. Like, Ricky, we have to.
And we
go.
just never
It looks
went.
Incredible. You're like, yeah, we will, and we didn't. Which, looking back, I'm glad we didn't. It just would not have fit.
It wouldn't fit the
but
theme. Yeah.
It is a reason to go back. Well, my bachelor, I told you my bachelor party is going to be there.
Yeah, bless your heart.
So we will go back, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it for that either.
Oh man, yeah, what a night that was. Yeah, that was crazy. But no, oh yeah, there's a Australian pizza. There's like scrambled eggs on it.
Ooh.
It's actually
Yummy.
pretty fucking tasty. I'm not gonna lie.
I support it.
I was obsessed. Yeah, don't knock until you try it.
They gotta have something good over there.
Yeah, they have a lot of good over there. Australian women look pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie either.
Stupid ass gamey kangaroo. How much of that can you take?
I don't know.
Tastes better than ass.
Supposedly.
Throw a poll up. We gotta ask the people.
Honestly,
No
if I can
context.
figure out on OBS how to do a live poll during the show, I will do that all the time.
I mean, I'll throw one on Twitter if you want. I can relay, yeah. I'll just, yeah.
Oh, Taquan, God bless you, my friend. Sir, God bless you.
Listen, don't knock Australian women. I've seen a lot of really attractive Australian women in my day. It's great.
But then they start talking.
Yeah,
And
I love
Like,
accents.
it's just their accents.
Accents
Their
are fine.
accents just don't do it for me.
Oh,
It's like,
well,
it's
that's
just
fine.
like, yuck.
It
It's
happens.
the same with England's. Same with
Really,
England,
I love a
unfortunately.
British woman's accent.
Just you sound like a man, and it's yuck. Sometimes it's very pretty.
It
Some of
depends.
it's just too
It
deep.
depends on the
too deep for
accent,
me.
because like there's different dialects of the English accent that I've come to learn.
Yeah, like they are gorgeous and they're fun. It's just they start talking, and it's just like I just can't do
So
it.
do you feel the same way about like an Irish
me.
accent?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so it's all kind of in that the United Kingdom kind
Yeah.
of realm.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's not their fault. It's me. If they don't have the problem, it's me. Like,
I'll tell you one accent that I will never tolerate is Scottish.
It's so thick.
Awful. Other than Drew McIntyre, for whatever reason, everyone else just sounds like a mush mouth idiot.
yeah, pretty much.
They all
dude.
sound like
That's
the
what I mean.
janitor from The Simpsons.
Yeah, yeah, they all sound like Willie. It's Willie, groundskeeper Willie.
Speaking of Aussies, I'm covering Nathan Jones' WWE debut this week, and woof, it's rough. Yeah, it was, Frets.
Oh, dude, Monday was like, no, was it Monday or Tuesday when Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets? It was just good news after good news after good news. Tucker, Lemon, Rodgers, all in one
The Holy
day. I was
Trinity.
like, this is just,
Do you
this
see
is
how?
just the biggest middle fingers to
Did
everybody.
you see how much the Jets gave up for a 39-year-old
Oh,
quarterback?
it was a first and second round pick.
Well, the
Jesus.
second's conditional if for next year. The second can turn into a first if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps.
Oh my god!
And you know he's going to play at least 85% of the snaps.
dude, unless he gets hurt.
Which is
But yeah,
also
dude,
likely.
it's just like my Jet fan friends are like excited. I'm like, you guys are so stupid. Have you not seen him play the past 3 years? Your team is worse than the Packers.
Listen, this is
The Jets need something.
if the Jets make the playoffs, it'll be like winning the Super Bowl for them.
Yeah, dude, they're just gonna make the playoffs and somehow lose to Belichick again. It's just what they do.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It's just what they do. It's just like, wow, you guys really just want has-been Green Bay fucking quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Although Brett Favre led him to a not national, AL
AFC?
championship game. AFC
Stanley Cup.
championship game.
Stanley Cup, yeah.
AFC championship game.
Brett Favre
Well,
led him to the World Cup finals.
Yeah, the Quidditch World Cup. They played Bulgaria.
Okay, yeah, before we get started, which we are going to start soon, I should probably figure out an intro, but it's probably going to be really quick. Pick a number between 1 and 3. Kyle, since you're a guest, pick a number.
3.
Okay. Will?
2.
And I will be number 1. All right. Kind of worked out in a weird way.
I'm raw, aren't I? I guarantee you I'm raw.
I will tell you when it happens.
Okay, great. Love that. Nick, you're NXT. Kyle, sorry, Kyle.
Did you call him
Dumbass.
Nick?
I just called him Nick.
Like, who's this Nick character?
I don't know why Nick was in my
I
head.
don't know why Nick was in your head either.
Better than call me Gabriel.
We do have breaking news. I don't know if you've heard, Will, but I'll break it to you on the on the stream.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about this belt. It's gonna be so much.
We're gonna talk about also. Well.
Are we talking about CM Punk backstage? Too?
No. We're not gonna talk about that.
Oh,
we're not gonna talk
good.
about something that's not news.
I like how they politely asked him to leave and he did. Like that was the news story.
Well,
Love them some.
I heard the story was he talked because like he apparently was clearly bored at home. I don't know how you get bored with AJ Lee, but you were bored at home. He wanted to meet up with whomever he still has friends with in WWE, and then
Seth Rollins
and Miz. Apparently, he wanted to like stop his beef with the Miz, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to talk to Trips, and Trips was like, "Yeah, I'll talk to you, but I got to run it by Vince because Vince clearly isn't in control anymore." And then he was asked to leave.
Man, that's the story.
That's really all
Literally
it was.
everything that happened.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool, man. Sounds like
Not news.
that sounds like exactly what I would expect. Thank God no one's dog got bit.
That we know of.
That we know of.
Clearly not news. Although I would love it if the real story was, or somebody does a parody of like CM Punk backstage. He's like, "Listen, you saw that promo I cut at that media scrum? I wasn't lying. That was all true. I work with a bunch of children. Get me the fuck out of here."
I did it for you. I did it for you. Look at their company before and after, all right? You're fucking welcome.
Yeah. Didn't you see the media scrum? It was a call for help. Don't ever be back on Collision. I don't even know what Collision is. I don't work Saturdays.
What are we colliding?
Ridiculous.
They brought me back on Rampage. It's like Vince. That'd be like Rey Mysterio coming in. You put him on Saturday Night Heat. Or
Sunday Night Heat.
before
Sunday Night
pay-per-view,
Heat.
whatever the fuck.
It was Sunday Night Heat.
The Saturday morning slam.
Shotgun
right?
Saturday
Velocity.
Night also,
Shotgun
or
Saturday
Velocity,
Night, that's what it was.
or Velocity.
Velocity. Take
too.
your pick.
I was a big Shotgun Saturday Night fan.
I'm not gonna lie though. Now I think about it, I would love to have CM Punk in WWE and just have him go up against Logan Paul. I think the internet would just die.
Who do you hate more?
Yeah, dude. I mean, Logan Paul. You want to make Logan Paul a babyface, put him against CM Punk.
It still won't work. It still won't work.
People will still cheer for Punk if he comes back. Look at my eyes. Yeah, everybody will just lose their kicks.
No, it's gotta be Killswitch Punk.
Okay.
No,
Killswitch Punk was way better.
No, it's
dude.
got to be Cult of Personality Punk, and so in the middle of Punk's return promo, this is totally fantasy book. This is not going to happen. In the middle of Punk's return promo, they send out Paul Heyman to eviscerate him.
Oh please. Oh my God, please. Oh yes.
I think I just
Where's
made
the
your
sound
night.
I'm looking for. There it is. Oh please. Could just be.
Yeah, no. I wanted to be like a shoot promo from Paul Heyman too.
And then he just goes.
For no reason.
He starts screaming like it's from the Killswitch song when it goes to the screamo part. Paul Heyman just does the screamo part of Killswitch Engage.
Nails it.
Even through the darkest days.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yes, Fred, that audio was from Sammy at the Rumble. It's like the greatest pop in the past 15 years.
Yeah, pop was fucking
It's not
awesome.
even. It's the greatest pop since Mick Foley won the title, not Austin pop.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Oh my God. Yeah. I just want Paul Heyman to come out to CM Punk and be like, I vouched for you. And almost lost my job.
God, I hope he cries like he did in the Cody Rhodes promo.
Who? Payman?
Yeah, when he cuts it, if he cuts it on CM Punk.
Oh my God, I'm gonna work myself into a shoot if that actually happens. All right, ready to get the show on the road?
You were a cult of personality. Now people follow you like a cult. Fuck off.
And he has no personality anymore.
And he has no personality. I lost
Fire is no longer burning.
Yeah, the fire is burnt out.
Yeah, just go back to comic books, Punk, or something, please.
Yeah, go to Bellator.
He still gets smashed.
Still can't get a win. Yeah. He'll go to PFL. Mauro Ronaldo will hype him up for like 2 seconds. He's going to Professional Fighters League. Actually, fuck it. Put him on a Contender.
Dana White slap fight.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
please.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
Oh, God.
That's how you make slap fight the best thing ever. You put Kenny Omega, CM Punk. One time only slap fight.
They don't do it at Wembley or anything. They just put him on slap fight.
In Wembley.
In Wembley.
Yeah, in the middle of the ring. Just like a little podium or whatever in the middle of the ring.
The winner gets to fire Tony Khan.
There you go.
This is gonna be a wild fucking show. By the way, I'm gonna keep tally of everybody's rosters, so I have my other laptop set up
Thank
as well.
you. Oh, I should too. Let me get a new Google Doc. I don't need this one anymore.
Yeah,
Alright.
I found a pretty wild Google Doc, but I'll talk about it on the post show.
Ricky, Will, and Kyle in all caps, not Nick. Not
But not Nick.
Nick. Or Gabriel.
Whatever you prefer.
I spelled Gabriel wrong, but who gives a shit?
Gabriel Wheeler or Gabriel Yuta? Gabriel Yuta, there it is. Gabe Yuta.
Gabe Yuta. There's a porn star name for you.
If it's a man or a woman.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be your wrestler name too, Gabe Yuta.
Yeah, keep that in mind. It's part of the first
It is part of the first guest game. All right, Will, you ready to go?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, give me a countdown. Let's do this.
All right, I am rolling. Starting in 5, 4,
It's 5, 4, 3, 2. Are we?
3, 2.
There we go.
I had the wrong sounder. Screwed up.
Oh, you ridiculous man.
Midnight music.
Coming up on Kings of the Rings podcast, we are in the season to do a little bit of fantasy drafting. Kyle from the Apron Bump Podcast is joining us this week to do our version of the upcoming WWE draft. Plus, there's a new wrestling belt, and it's not from Tony Khan and AEW. Triple H brings out a brand new world title, which we will discuss the first thing on the show, but before that, let's go into some breaking news. And even before that, we've got to learn about Kyle before we start drafting. It is episode number 338, the 2023 KOTR draft, exclusively here on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now. Oh my god. This is going to be a really, really fun show. I can feel it already. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 338. I am your host, King Ricky Rose. We've got a lot of drafting, a lot of selections to do before the actual WWE draft. It's going to be a wildly different draft than what you are going to see on your television screens, beginning with SmackDown this Friday, of course, again. And I am your host, King Ricky Rose. And to help us draft this week, somebody who clearly is totally not Wheeler Yuta from the hardest part of the ring, the Apron Bump Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle is here. Kyle, how are you?
Ooh, I am just peachy, Ricky. Thank you for having me. Long time, first time, long time.
Yeah, first time in a long time, and hopefully it won't be the last time. So, hopefully not. Of course, always with us, the Tucker Carlson to my Don Lemon. Will Tereshak, how are you?
Whoa, Ricky, you're not gay.
No, I'm not.
It's me, it's Whitley T. I am fresh off a fucking conference today, so I am tired, and a lot has been going on today. So it's gonna be a silly show from your boy. Don't worry, guys. I listened to Ric Flair on the Drogan podcast. Let me save you some time. It's nothing new other than he paid his ex-wife $900,000 in alimony over the years.
Wow.
So
wait, hold on. Ex-wives or ex-wives?
Wives.
Okay.
All
kind of less than I would have guessed, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah, honestly.
I would have expected a lot more. Will, I can't wait for your new job on Fox, by the way. Anywho.
Yeah, I'll take Murdoch. Gives a shit. I can go and lie on TV.
Murdoch almost lost
That's
$1
the only
billion of that
thing, right?
money. Anyway, folks, we're going to get into a lot of interesting stuff this week, especially with the WWE draft coming up. We do have some breaking news that we're going to have to get into, but before all of that, Kyle, Mr. Apron Bump, Kyle, this is your first time on this show, so we are going to get into it, or Will and you are going to get into it with the first guest game. Kyle, are you ready?
I'll assume the position, I
The
guess.
first guest game. Woo!
Let's do it.
First guest
Starting in
game.
3, 2, and 1.
Let me pull up the questions real quick, even though I know all of them. All right, so first question, the first guest game.
Figure it out. What is it?
How did you become a wrestling fan?
Whew. Well, I was about 4 years old or so,
Mhm.
and I was watching Small Soldiers in my
Excellent.
parents'
Wow.
bedroom.
Excellent.
Wow.
Great movie.
Fantastic
Great movie.
movie.
As
Kirsten
any-
Dunst nails it.
Oh, she's the best. And it was on pay-per-view. So I still to this day I'm not sure. I think my parents had some sort of illegal black box kind of deal or whatever. But we didn't have to pay for pay-per-views basically growing up. So I was watching
Oh, you were
Small
one
Soldiers.
of those families.
I didn't know any better. I turned the channel and a movie was on. So I was like, I'm just watching this.
Touche.
Excellent.
And then the movie ends, and the next thing that's on is WrestleMania 15. I was
Wow.
like,
Wow.
well, let me check this. I have like vague memory. The only memory I have is Boss Man being hung from the ceiling.
Okay.
Memory.
Clear.
My
Fair.
first memory of wrestling. And then I guess my dad walked in and saw me watching it. And he was like kind of a casual fan, so he kind of introduced me to certain stuff and like who certain people were, and kind of just grew from there. And I haven't really stopped since then. Maybe like a brief period or two, but pretty much since then I've been all in.
All right, so I need a follow-up question here. Who is your favorite Gorgonite?
Ooh,
Oh.
that's a solid question.
I don't remember their names.
I don't either. Just
honestly.
describe them.
It's
'Cause
been
mine was Wheezy Frankenstein.
It's who's the big one that was he was like kind of sad. He might have been purple. Well, I don't remember anybody's name.
Talk like this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Wheezy. I don't remember his name. Like Wheezy Frankenstein.
Sure. Let's go with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great one,
Gorgonite scum must die.
Yeah.
You know?
dude.
Absolutely.
I forget. Tommy Lee Jones was the voice of the Major, whatever his name was.
Was it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Tommy Lee Jones. I'll look it up. I'm 95% sure. I'm gonna make Jazz watch that movie like this weekend. So thank you.
That's
for
a
that fucking love that
freaking
movie.
classic. You better watch Small
Yeah.
Soldiers.
Yeah. So the second question of the first guest game. Fuck, Ricky. What's the second question of the first?
I don't know.
Guest
This
3
is,
inches flaccid, 2 erect.
I don't know how that mathematically works, but all right.
Amazing.
favorite match
yeah.
of all time. Oh, no, sorry, I remember now. Favorite wrestler currently and favorite wrestler of all time.
Ooh. All time, it's a toss-up between Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe.
Ooh.
Jeff Hardy was like my childhood. Like he was my guy growing up. The Hardys, like the tag team scene is like what solidified me as a wrestling fan, really.
Yep.
But as I like grew as a wrestling fan, Samoa Joe, like to this day, I mean, his Ring of Honor, TNA, even a lot of the stuff he's done in WWE, and even to this day AEW. Like I love his style in the ring. He's such a good promo. He's like such a convincing big dude. I mean, he's one of the best all around wrestlers. So if gun to my head, I'll pick Samoa Joe.
All right, here's.
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah,
Ricky.
no, so my question for you is, what about his stuff that he did on Up, Up, Down, Down?
I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I mean, he's big in like the Street Fighter game, right?
He was the
Yeah.
founder of the Power Game. He's
Okay.
a whole thing on the Power Game. Look it up. It is fantastic. Just want to add that. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, to me, Samoa Joe is like the personification of swagger. The guy just
Yes.
has fucking swagger.
Absolutely.
He's more swagger than Jack Swagger.
Well, that's not saying a
But-
lot.
Yeah, so it does not take long at all.
The third question of the first guest game. Your favorite match of all time that you watch over and over and over again.
Again, with the Jeff Hardy thing, probably TLC 2 from WrestleMania 17. Honorable mention to Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn at NXT Dallas.
Oh, what
Yes.
a match!
Completely improvised.
That was just man, the energy of that crowd is it's unlike anything I've seen before.
All right, Ricky, I might have to make an executive decision here and change because the favorite wrestling match is such a cliche question. I'm gonna change it up a little bit.
All right.
You have to show a non-wrestling fan a match. Which match are you showing them?
Yeah, definitely add that question to the list for future guests. Yeah.
I'm doing that question. Say your favorite match. So you have to show a non-wrestling fan a match. Which match do you show them and why?
I think, again, just to keep going with the WrestleMania 17 theme, probably Austin Rock from WrestleMania 17, just because like it's a pretty, it's easy to digest because they're not doing like these complex moves or anything. Like it feels as much like a fight as any pro wrestling match does. But then you also have the atmosphere, and especially if they have like the video package before that they could watch.
Yes,
they can kind
I
of
was gonna make that point.
Yeah.
What they're fighting for, who they are, and then just like the feeling that it was it was great. And I watched the match like semi recently. It still holds up. Great match. I mean, it has all the drama with not too much of the silliness, although at the ending, whatever it is. But if that would probably be the one that I would pick.
The video package for sure is a massive help because it sets the scene and sets up the story.
Yeah.
And the match itself, you need a good video package in a match that's super entertaining. Like you can show them the first Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels and Taker, safe one because it's a gimmick match. There's blood and a crazy ending, but like there's no like really a video package before it really. So it doesn't really. It's like what are they fighting for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
that's a great answer.
Yeah, and I think out of that WrestleMania trilogy, I think 17 is their best one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely arguable.
Yeah.
But I probably agree.
So you're both at like the mega point of their fame.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna replace that question.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Favorite match is a good question, but it's answered a billion times.
It is the My Way video package. That's right, Fretz. It is the My Way video package. One of the best video packages they ever did.
The next question of the first guest game: if you were a wrestler, what's your finisher? Name it and describe it.
Oh yeah.
Well, so I've always like when I was growing up and playing like the video games, I always like had a name in mind. It's really corny because my last name's Bird, so my finishing move would be called the Bird Call.
That's great, dude.
Yes.
That's fucking great.
It's not good. I acknowledge that it's not good, but that's what it'd be called.
It is good.
That sounds amazing.
It's excellent because you know why? It's got to be a submission move. You can make them tap, make their bird call.
Oh, I like that.
They gotta go. Oh! It's their bird call.
Oh, so okay. I like what you're thinking. Okay, so I got a chicken wing, right?
Okay. Oh yeah, bird call, perfect.
Chicken wing would be good.
Let's do it. Chicken wing, maybe with like a finger in the mouth to like make them make a noise.
A bird call, mandible call, fish hook. Yeah. There you go. There you go. You got it.
Dude, that's the grossest finishing move ever.
But take all my money, please.
The bird call, and you gotta spell like you spell your actual last name too. That's great. That's a great answer for the first guest game.
Yeah.
Is that it, Ricky? Or am I missing one other than the last one?
All right, hold on. So what have we had? Clearly, how did you find out about us?
Oh yeah, how'd you find out about us?
So Nate the Great of Wrestle Addicts was one of my first guests on
shout out to Nate.
My podcast. This was
stupid banana costume. Fucking love it though.
This
is
the
like greatest dumb
years.
thing ever.
Bananahausen.
When I met him, we started talking. And he was like, "Yeah, I just got done with a Buried Alive match or something." I don't know. He was doing some wacky shit. But yeah, he was one of my first guests. I don't know why in particular I reached out to him. Because I followed a bunch of wrestling accounts when I first started at Twitter. Yeah. And for whatever reason, it just spoke to me. So me and him covered TNA, some 2005 TNA pay-per-view. And then from him, I met Fretz, who I've done a bunch of shows with, both on his show and he's come on mine. So, that's all kind of how the circle's woven itself, I guess.
Excellent.
Yeah, but
thank you, Fretz. Always appreciate you.
Yeah, because what was it? Kyle. Then I collaborated with Kyle on with the other with Will the Gray. Will the Gray, and we covered the illustrious European title.
Oh, loved Midian, greatest champion, right?
No, I went D'Lo Brown. You know that.
British Bulldog, dude. Bulldog.
It's not the Bulldog.
It's Bulldog. I don't care what anyone said. It's British Bulldog.
It peaked early, huh?
Peaked very early. It had a great match to kick it off, and it was downhill from there.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, a match that the British Bulldog doesn't even remember. So.
Look, probably because he's dead.
Well, no, also because he was drugged. Also because he was drugged up and Bret Hart had to carry him through the match.
You honestly couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Well, that was.
Oh, wait, no, that was
their
SummerSlam.
Intercontinental title match.
That is correct. My apologies. You are correct, sir.
It was Owen Hart he faced Bulldog.
Yeah.
Bulldog faced Owen for the European belt too.
Yeah.
In Germany. We told this last week, but yeah, I love the European title just for that fucking match now.
Yeah.
So the last question of the first guest game, and most important question, not arguably, it's a fact. Are you team Slack, or are you team fuck you Slack? No context. Just answer the question.
Yep.
It seems like I have to be fuck you Slack.
There you go. There you go.
Everyone
there you go.
I looked into my soul when you asked me that, so I'm gonna say fuck you Slack.
There you go.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the first guest game.
Yes,
Click, clack, fuck Slack.
One more for the good guys. Click. Yes. Click, clack, fuck Slack. I can't wait to make a compilation of everybody picking fuck you Slack from all of our guests in the past and send it to him as a birthday gift.
It's our sizzle reel? Everyone telling Slack to fuck off.
Honestly, that should be our new sizzle reel for YouTube. I actually have to work on that probably. That would be an absolute.
That would sell me on the show.
Just like, who's Slack? And like, you'll never reference Slack.
It's like, why are they bullying this kid for the scissor reel? I'm asking questions, so I must be interested.
All right, so let's get into this. We're going to get into the draft, but before we do that, we do have some breaking news that's going to be revealed on this show that has been going through the interwebs earlier today, literally several hours ago. This was reported, or one of the reports, this is coming from ESPN writer. His name is Mark Raimondi at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and it says WWE sued by former writer for alleged racial discrimination. I'm going to read the article in its entirety here. Former WWE writer has filed a lawsuit against the company claiming racial discrimination and a hostile work environment. Brittany Abrahams, a black woman, said she was fired by WWE last year in retaliation for pushing back against racism as well as racist and stereotypical pitches in the writer's room, according to court documents. The suit was filed Monday in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York City. The complaint, written by Derek S. Sells of the Cochran firm, Johnny Cochran's firm, the Cochran firm, lists the defendants as WWE itself, plus 5 backstage company employees and executives, Vincent Kennedy McMahon and Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon no longer works for WWE, stepping down in January from her position as an interim chairwoman and CEO. In the suit, Abraham alleges that during her WWE employment, several writers made racist pitches, one of which included the idea of a backstory for Saudi Arabian-born wrestler Mansoor having recently orchestrated the attacks of September 11th.
No, get the fuck out of here. No,
Also in the suit, Abrahams claims that a writer continually penned racist and stereotypical jargon for WWE Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, who is black. She also alleges there was a push for Nigerian-born wrestler Apollo Crews to speak with an over-the-top Nigerian accent, and that there was an idea to rebrand a white wrestler as a hunter who hunted down and imprisoned other wrestlers, primarily ones who were black.
Oh, Dexter Lumis for sure.
Potentially. Abrahams alleges...
Instead he married one. Oh, she's Australian, sorry.
Yeah. Abrahams alleges that she and another black writer were discriminated against because of their criticisms of those ideas and lines. Abrahams claims that she was fired by WWE in 2022 because she took home a commemorative chair from WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, even though that was an open practice among WWE employees, and she witnessed white employees doing that very same thing without punishment. The claim states, in the years prior to plaintiff making her complaint of discrimination, WWE did not subject employees to disciplinary action in response to taking the removable, temporary seating, limited edition WrestleMania branded chairs from the WrestleMania events. Sells wrote in the complaint. WWE did not respond to a request for comment on the lawsuit. Abrahams is asking for the court for what is known as a declaratory judgment that the practices she claims violate New York laws, an injunction preventing the defendants from the alleged conduct and financial damages, as reported by ESPN 6:30 this evening, which was pretty much at the time of this recording, just about 2 hours ago. So, Kyle, you're a guest here. What are your initial thoughts on all of that comments? All those comments?
She's probably lying. Keep it moving, right? No, she's the 9/11 one was rough. Hey, does anybody remember Daivari's run in TNA?
No,
By any chance?
not a
No.
clue.
He had an entrance theme song that started off with planes crashing.
Wow.
So,
That's heat.
Wow.
That's heat.
it's not just WWE. It's unfortunately everybody. But yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, I think there's a lot of context needed for sure. But yeah, especially like the stereotypical stuff. I mean, I don't think we should be surprised. They've been doing this for years. But it's when these kind of things come out, it's never good. Obviously, and it's one thing to kind of like pitch things, but it's another thing to force people to do certain things, especially if they're not comfortable with them. So yeah, very unfortunate.
Yeah, we're getting mad at ideas that didn't happen now.
Although,
Like-
hold on. I believe
I don't know.
Apollo Crews being the over-the-top Nigerian
That
accent, that happened.
That happened. That just didn't work. So that did
Honestly,
happen.
that's the most I ever liked Apollo Crews, to be honest with you.
I would say that was
To
his
be
peak
fair.
success.
Yeah.
And to be fair, is Apollo Crews where's he from? I
Nigeria.
don't think he's from
Oh,
Nigeria.
no, well-
He's actually from
No,
Nigeria.
no, his family's from Nigeria, but he's from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Okay, but his ancestry is from Nigeria.
Correct, yes.
Then I don't think it's racist.
No.
I think it's fair to pitch it to him. If he's
Yeah.
like I said, if he's uncomfortable doing it and
Yeah.
you force him to do it, it's one thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean,
he
this needs a lot of context. Also, it's like I don't
Yeah.
know the culture of writers' rooms. Like I'm sure wilder shit gets mentioned in pitch rooms. Like
Well-
Triple H fucked a corpse. What else?
Yeah, that
what
was-
was turned down for Triple H to fuck a corpse? You know
But
what I mean?
also,
Like-
Vince has pitched to Stephanie him like doing an incest angle, which Stephanie
Yes.
shut down.
That's what I mean. If a pitch room is fucking chaos because you're trying to bounce ideas off each other. Now, if it happened and it didn't go over well, you could have a stronger case. So in terms of that point, I need more context. In terms of the point of why she was fired for the chair thing, you know, if that's true and she can prove it, I hope she gets every single dollar she is owed. That being said, it is very, very, very hard to prove.
You got to prove that one event led to another event, which led to her getting fired.
Yes. Yes.
So I think that's the case that they're trying to build, that because she was so against stuff that they started to try to plot revenge against her, and that they fired her off of something very,
Yeah.
very.
And this is gonna sound mean, but the company was trying to be sold, right? And if you're trying to sell a company, you can't deal with someone who might be perceived as oversensitive.
But no, but this is back in 2022, so this is over a year ago. WrestleMania Dallas.
Right.
The
Right.
process of selling did not happen until the fall.
Well,
this
it was
year.
always rumored. It was always rumored that they were planning on selling. Because remember all the roster cuts? That was a sign they might be selling.
Oh,
that might have been
yeah.
actually true like a year and a half, 2 years ago, like right after COVID. So, which is right around that time.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, but I mean, they hadn't really officially said anything that they were going to sell them, and they had all the Vince stuff and blah 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 and all of that things. So I don't think it was a true selling time. But again, if she can prove that the series of events led to them retaliating against her in such a very fickle way, like there are people who take those chairs, but there are a lot of people who go to those events and don't take the chairs. Like if I was an employee, I'd fucking steal
I'd
one
take a
too.
chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take a chair. I'd be like, I worked for this. Like, just let me have a fucking
Like
chair.
the show didn't happen until we wrote it. Like I'm getting a fucking chair.
the least I could take.
Yeah.
There's worse things you could have taken. Yeah, if you got fired for stealing a chair, like,
Seriously, yeah.
especially when other people did it. If you like, that's something you could. That's a big part of her case. If she can prove that other people took a chair and nothing happened to them,
I bet you. You know what? I bet you she can. Some idiot in the writers' room was posting that shit on social media all over the fucking place.
yeah, yeah. for sure. So
And also, it was probably just a straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. Like it wasn't just the chair, so it's hard to prove that it was just her taking the chair that led to her.
yeah, if I
firing,
have
so.
someone complaining about pitches in a pitch meeting that didn't happen, other than one that kind of worked and wasn't offensive, it's maybe she's just annoying to work with. You know what I mean? That Nia's looking for a reason to get rid of her, and she technically broke a technicality.
Maybe, but if you're not enforcing the technicality, there's some wiggle room. I did see a little bit of the actual footage of it, which does include the alleged dialogue of some of that conversation, and it is kind of very scathing. Not on her end, but on the writers that she's alleging did that.
Yeah.
How Stephanie and Vince become involved, I think, because Vince was the head of the writers. And I think Stephanie was.
He's had a creative.
Yeah, and
it's
Stephanie
his
at
responsibility.
Stephanie at time I think had a heavy development in the writers' room as well. I think that's why she's also named, but I don't think they had a direct influence on her termination.
I don't either. No, not a chance. Not a chance.
So again, developing story. We'll see how this goes. We've heard Wilder.
Good luck, girl.
Yeah, good luck. We've
luck.
heard Wilder stuff coming out of the writers' room, but not to the point where it gets to the lawsuit. But again, some of the stuff is not surprising. The fact that she allegedly may have gotten fired because of taking a chair. I bet you there's people who stole worse shit from WWE. Trust me.
I think she's got a case for sure.
I think this is something that I think will be ironed out, and it's also in New York, and they're gonna try it in New York.
They're gonna settle. They're for sure
for
gonna
sure.
settle. Here's $100,000. Fuck off.
Something like that. They'll try. Someone's gonna come with this. Maybe. Who knows? Moving on. From the first guest game, clearly. We have a brand new world title, everybody. Triple H. I don't care. It looks beautiful. Triple H came out on Raw days before the upcoming draft, and saying, "Hey, Roman Reigns is going to defend his 2 championships, because there's still 2 championships, on one show from here on out, because we're going to bring back or kind of recreate the world title for the umpteenth time." And he's going to be, whoever wins it, the winner's going to be happening at Night of Champions, because now that actually makes fucking sense why we're doing this. And that champion is going to be the head of whatever show that Roman's not on, for the most part, and he's going to be a fighting champion, all of this other political jargon. The belt is already up for pre-sale on WWE Shop, just letting you guys know, for all you belt collectors like myself.
Dude, they were so close to making this one of the craziest moments ever, because of how it could have worked, and like how it worked in the past. Last time they brought this belt, remember the last time they brought this belt back? What did they do? They gave it to Triple H. They just gave it to him. They just fucking gave it to him.
Yeah, they did.
This is what they should have done to make this the greatest fucking thing ever that the internet wouldn't complain about.
Give it to Roman?
Triple H comes out. No. Yes. Well, yes. But the second best thing they could have done, the second best thing they could have done would be Triple H comes out, he gives his presentation, and he goes, "And the first champion is," and fucking Charlotte walks out.
You have been pushing this for a while.
I have been pushing this.
You have been pushing this for a while.
They should have given it to the fucking women. And Triple H goes, hey, Liv, what's your name, Raquel? Get out here. Give me these titles and go back to the back. Just go. Just leave. Give me these titles and just throws them out. This is what the women are fighting for now.
So you would have made, let me be clear. So you would have, if in that scenario, that world title becomes the top title for the women, and the Raw and SmackDown become the mid card. Like how does that logic work out?
Or does it just become the world title?
I see you get rid of all the women's titles and just have this one title. You can introduce a mid card title later.
So all right,
you can call it the ladies championship if you want, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
So in this logic, then, if we're gonna give Charlotte the world title, because I do kind of like where this is going. This is a gender notwithstanding title. This is anybody can fight for this.
No, this is a women's title.
This is a women's title.
This is strictly a women's title.
So
if you want to make a second women's title, fine. If you want to have a Raw, SmackDown, this is a mid card for the women, fine. That's cool, whatever. But
that can't be a mid card for the women. That's got to be the top title.
I know it is a world title, but this is a big missed opportunity not giving this belt to the women, because now it's just a consolation prize that no one cares about. When Seth Rollins wins this title, it's gonna be like, but you didn't beat Roman.
But Roman has never beat him. There is a story there that you can pull with.
There is a story there, which is why Seth should go for the main title.
But who knows? Kyle, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, aesthetically, the championship. So it is growing on me. When I first saw it, I didn't like it at all, because it seems like, and I tweeted this, it's like if you were in 2K and you're creating a belt, you take the big gold as a template, you start there, and you just add a WWE symbol on it. Like the symbol, I get the branding, I get, meshing the old with the new, I get it. But the WWE symbol just feels like it's like a sticker on it. Like it doesn't seem like it's a part of the design. But that being said, it does look better in like this angle that we're looking at right here. Like I think it looks fine.
I think it's gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
I think it looks great.
I was very excited.
I think it's
really good.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine with it. But conceptually, I agree. I mean, with Roman still holding the undisputed. I don't know if they're going to change the name of it or what.
It's disputed now. It will be.
Exactly.
It is officially disputed.
Yeah.
They better change the name of it with that logic. But and it's like, what is the lineage of each title? It's just really confusing, and it really. Because I've been in the camp of Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania was fine. He'll get his moment later. It's whatever. But I think this just the best case scenario, Cody still beats Roman, but it's just diluted now because there's 2 world titles. Worst case scenario, Cody wins this secondary title. So I don't know.
That's
man.
when you start booing him. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to boo Cody. I've been saying this for months. I just can't fucking wait to boo Cody.
But like in the long term, it just depends how they handle the brand split this go around. Yeah. If they cut a hard line, no crossover, no intermingling, maybe other than the big 4 pay-per-views or whatever, they have different, that the shows look different, the shows feel different, the rosters stay separated. You can get to a point where it's like, okay, well, this is the world champion of this show and then the world champion of this show. Because they have done it before, in my opinion, with success.
Yeah.
Like in the early days, like, 03, 04, 05. It felt like, okay, you have 2 world champions, but they both feel like the best in their own show. And I think if we get to that point again, especially with the huge roster they have now, I mean, they've never had a more deep, talented roster. So if this gives more people opportunities to shine and to be perceived as big stars, I'm all for it. It's just how they handle the brand split going forward, really.
Well, you got to ask yourself, right? You bring that up, how it worked back in the old days, early 2000s. Well, what made it work? And I think the biggest factor that made that work is the fact that Raw and SmackDown had different pay-per-views. I think that made the biggest difference because no matter what show you had, that world title was the main event. When you mix them, you're always going to have one under the other. And it can swap, sure, but you're always going to have one under the other. I think that's just a perception problem.
Yeah, no, it is going to be a massive perception problem. I think with the advent of this new or rebranded or reimagined world title, which I will say the only flaw I see is that middle W is the same exact design of a new Intercontinental Championship, which kind of makes it look a little weird. That's what kind of throws it off. But with the advent of this new world title, this does signal to me that they are trying to do a hard brand split, where there's a champion on each, there's mid-cards on each, there's women's titles on each. The tag teams still up in the air as a fucking toss-up. It also signals, initially my first thought when I first saw it, besides holy shit, this belt is beautiful, it's, this is the title Cody's going to win, was my initial thought. But like looking at it and thinking about it a little bit more, which I'll Watch the Throne is coming out tomorrow as well, with this audio version and video version of this show, is that whoever wins this, WWE is going to have a hard time trying to make them seem equal to Roman, especially when they lauded Roman essentially having a 1,000-day head start as the top guy.
That's true.
Of not only WWE, but of the entire professional wrestling world. And we're going to try to make somebody on the same level as Roman that we haven't really built up besides maybe Seth or Cody. It's going to be really hard to do that, and there are positives and there are a lot of negatives with winning this title, especially with perception, because even though they did have a good run in 03 and 04, like Kyle said, historically, WWE does a piss-poor job of making their world champions equal. Well,
here's the thing. Yeah. There's 2 stories you can tell here, right, with this belt that tie into Cody. One, he wins it because it's literally the same title his dad held, the World Heavyweight Championship.
Sure, fair.
Right? So there's that story's built in there. Or the other story is Seth beats him, and Cody is just one rung lower into building him back up to actually go after Roman.
Interesting. I didn't think about that, but that is an interesting swerve.
And it builds Seth up, too. Seth is back a top guy, and Seth can carry that belt to actually be like, Roman, I got you. Let's fight each other.
Because Roman has never beaten Seth.
Exactly. So I think that little wedge there works, and it works for Cody and Seth. And then it's just, okay, who's going to have the better year, Seth at the title or Cody for redemption, to actually go and face Roman next year?
Ideally, for me, I think wherever Roman goes, Cody has to follow.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I think because that's the only way he's going to finish the story. Because him winning this title actually does more harm for Cody than I think it does good. The other thing that having 2 world titles actually
No, Fred, stop it.
the only thing that 2 world titles actually does that's I think a really positive for WWE is it gives you 2 potentially traditional main events for your 2 nights of WrestleMania. 1 world champion can highlight a night. No one has to.
But then where do the women fall?
Where do the women
You're
fall?
You're getting a lot of backlash in that respect then.
Depends. So ideally, it's got to be whoever the top champion is of that show, whoever has the biggest story of that show, should main event one of the nights of Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want a main event. You got to be the better story.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Rhea Charlotte, better match. The tag titles,
Better story. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
But I think that, like I said, it's going to be interesting how they play this world title. It's going to be interesting how they do the selection for who even gets a chance to fight for this, because there are a lot of options. There's a couple of wild card options, which again I highlight in my Watch the Throne special, which will be out on YouTube tomorrow. But we can talk about this all day. I just want to get my hands on it. I'll probably put a purchase in when it gets closer to actually being on sale. But move on to the reason that we're all here, folks. It is going to be the 2023 Fantasy Kings of the Rings podcast draft. It's going to be like nothing that you are going to see on television this upcoming Friday with the first part of the WWE draft, because on this version of our fantasy draft, it is going to be all 3 brands, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Each of us are going to be the GMs of a particular brand, which was randomly selected during the pre-show, even though none of you guys know which brand you guys have. But let's go through. Let's go through some of the rules. Okay, so each brand needs to have a world champion and a mid-card champion. Which means that since we do have 3 world titles, essentially each brand needs to have one. The only caveat is there's not many of them up for grabs outside of Roman's WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, a new world champion, which you'll have to declare who your world champion is, and then the 2 mid-cards being the Intercontinental and the United States Championship, because the rule is that if your championship is related to a brand, such as every NXT championship or the Raw or SmackDown Women's Championships, they remain on those brands, so those people aren't drafted. So that means that all of the NXT champions, which include the likes of Carmelo Hayes, as well as I bring it up on my everything, as well as Indy Hartwell, the women's champion, Wesley, the NXT and North American champion, the Gallus Boys on top, the NXT tag champions, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, because they still exist, the NXT women's tag champions, remain on NXT and are not draftable. This also means that on SmackDown, Rhea Ripley, the SmackDown Women's champion, remains on SmackDown, and Bianca Belair remains on Raw regardless. And also the other caveat is the tag champions for Raw and SmackDown, since they are unified between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then the women's tag champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez will be floating from Raw and SmackDown, since that's what they do in the first place anyway with the tag titles. So just to really wrap it up, there are people that are undraftable, and with that being said, NXT starts out with 7 people, all of their champions. Raw and SmackDown are splitting 5 people for the most part, guaranteed on your roster. There will be 12 rounds. 12 rounds. It's going to be just an ordinary draft, so everybody gets the same selection slot each round. Okay, you can select a faction or a tag team as one pick, or unless you decide to just pick one person from that faction.
So you can do either or.
You can either or, but you do need to declare it when you make your selection. You can give your guys.
God, I can't wait to break up Hit Row.
You can give yourself. You can give yourself your own explanation for why you're making those picks, so on and so forth. We're going to have fun with it, and of course, to Will's request, at the end of it all, after the end of the 12 rounds, Will pick his announcers and his referees.
Hell yeah. How many refs do I get? I want
timekeeper.
I want some. Actually, no. I like the NXT timekeeper. She's dope too. I forgot what her name is. Anywho, here's what your brands are. I had you guys pick a number between 1 and 3. Kyle, you picked 3. Will, you picked 2. I obviously was left with 1. That's clearly what the draft order is going to be. Okay, so Kyle, with the third pick of each round of the draft, you are the GM of Raw.
Oh, damn.
Raw dogging. Get it.
Will Tarshock, with the number 2 pick of each round in the draft, you are the general manager of the Blue Brand SmackDown.
Oh, thank you. I did not want NXT. Even if it doesn't matter, I just didn't want NXT.
And with the number 1 pick of each round in the draft, I am going to be the general manager of NXT. So with that being said, I guess it all falls on me, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, remember, this is totally fantasy, folks. We can pick whomever we want for whatever reason we want. And just for shits and giggles, because I just want to fuck with you guys.
He's taking Boa. I knew it.
Is he even still on the roster?
He is on the roster. He's on the list here. I'm looking right at him.
No, with my number 1 pick in the first round of the Kings of the Rings podcast draft, since I have all my champions, I'm just going to pick the best available person, the best talent, the one that's going to put fans in those small little bleachers there, and it's going to be the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Jesus.
The thought of Brock Lesnar coming out into that shitty NXT not full set, whatever it is, it just makes me happy.
So yes, Brock Lesnar is going to be the first one taken because he's obviously the best one, the biggest draw. And I kind of have a thing to see potentially Brock Lesnar versus Carmelo Hayes. Or Brock Lesnar versus...
that'd be a lot of fun.
Or Brock versus Braun Breaker, because I think that also would be really fun and
That'd
funny.
be a slaughterhouse. I'd like it.
If you get Braun Breaker.
If I get Braun
right?
Breaker.
Right.
Yeah, if I get Braun Breaker. We'll see what happens. All right, so Will, Tarashok, you're up, sir.
So is Roman draftable or not?
Yes, Roman is draftable because you need a world champion.
I'm taking Roman.
Roman Reigns goes to SmackDown.
I mean, duh. I don't even need a reason. It's fucking duh.
See, if Roman wasn't a champion, I would have taken him.
Yeah, he can keep his titles. That's fine.
So you will have the WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns.
Yes, he keeps his title, obviously. Because again, duh.
Yeah.
So by default, I get the new world title, right?
Yes, you do get the new world title, and you can select your champ. You can select anybody you want with a pick and declare them the first ever urban new world champion.
A big part of me wants to pick Von Wagner, but I am going to wait until a later round. I think I'd rather go with Cody Rhodes for one, huge star, and for two, I like that he ruins the story with Roman, so I get to kind of stick it to SmackDown a little bit. So
That's fine with me.
I'll take Cody.
So is Cody Rhodes your world champion?
Yeah, he is.
All right,
Throw it on him. Throw the strap on him.
champion.
Yep. All right. It goes back to me. Who should I pick?
The fourth pick.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell's coming out of the WWE draft.
Honest.
NXT, dude. I told you that hug of between Vince and Goodell was the greatest fucking thing
Honestly,
in the history of the world.
If they weren't doing the NFL draft on Thursday, which starts tomorrow, if they weren't doing the NFL draft all weekend, I would love to see Roger Goodell do the WWE draft. It'd be fucking hysterical. With my second pick, do I really keep screwing with you guys on this? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw you guys a little bit of a softball here because I did put it in my head that it'd be really funny. So I am actually going to take Braun Breaker as my second pick, my second selection.
Okay. Go for it, Bubba. Okay, so it's over to me. Braun Breaker. Okay. Braun and Brock. Too many B's, Ricky.
That'll change soon.
SmackDown's going TV 14. I'm going to take Seth fucking Rollins.
That's not his name.
Okay. So you're gonna have Seth going after Roman.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I have Gunther, right?
No, you can take Austin Theory.
Okay,
if you want
I can
to.
take. So who do I have default on my roster then?
Default
SmackDown.
on your roster is Rhea, Roman, Well, Rhea, you selected Roman, you selected Seth, and then you share the tag champions. So you're sharing Sammy and Kevin Owens, as well as you're also sharing Liv and Raquel.
Excellent. Okay, got it.
Not Wheeler Yuta, you're up.
I'm gonna take Gunther.
I was gonna take Gunther next.
I know. Knew I had to slide in there, and he's one of my top. One of the guys I wanted the most. So
Jesus
don't want to lose
Christ,
him.
You have Cody Rhodes and Gunther as your top 2 champs, and Bianca.
Yeah,
Cody, Gunther, and Bianca. So wait, you're just
Eventually.
taking Gunther. You're not taking Imperium.
I guess I'll take Imperium. Sure, why not?
Okay. So Gunther with Imperium. So you do get the IC champion.
Copy, yep.
Okay.
Wait, can I take Roman with the bloodline?
Your round's over, sir. Well, I guess the Usos are already shared.
Oh, Usos, right. No, it's Kevin and Sammy.
Remember Kevin.
So Roman, not Roman, Ricky, do I get the bloodline?
I will allow you to select the bloodline.
Hell yeah, with the bloodline. I get Paul Heyman too.
He is technically okay. All right, that works out. All right, now
I was gonna take the Usos next anyway.
Oh, damn, I should have been like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to take the Usos, but I am not going to take the Usos. I'm going to take a faction that is actually selling a crap ton of merch on WWE Shop, although they haven't really got a win yet. I am going to select the entire LWO.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Does that include Ray?
Ooh. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because he...
You know what? I'll give it to you.
You'll give me Ray?
I'll give you Ray. You gave me the Usos.
Kyle, what are your thoughts?
I think that's fair.
Okay.
I mean, the LWO exists
Because of
Ray.
You also get Andrade when he comes back.
Fine. Fine. I'll take it. Much to the behest of Chavo, which, Kyle, I saw your TikTok, fucking hysterical.
Yeah, fucking Chicago. Who cares? You only get Guerrero by name.
All right, Will, you're up third.
Who do I take now? This is actually gonna get a little tough.
Gonna get weird.
Let me take a look at the list. Sheamus is out there. Sheamus is a good name.
Ooh, you can get Sheamus or the Brawling Brutes, as they are technically still a faction.
And fuck the rest of them. God, Zoe Stark looks even more like a fucking waitress in this picture, a bartender.
Waitress.
She looks like she worked at Chili's. Definitely not Matt Riddle. That's a goddamn fact.
Kevin Owens doesn't even want him in
Who
storyline.
else is out there? I haven't even in mind, but I want to see if I see some. Jerry Lawler's on the list. Okay. Give me a hard tech on the side, please. I'm gonna take Bobby Lashley.
Ooh, the Almighty.
Big Bob.
That's another big thing too, because in his current run as the champion, Bobby and Roman have never had a one-on-one.
Really?
That's a match that needs to happen.
Sure it will.
Because, they said, Bobby, go fight Brock. That's pretty much what they said. Stay away from Roman.
I could see that being like a SummerSlam match.
Oh, yeah. Roman Bobby? Oh, yeah. In Detroit? Oh, yeah. I like it. All right, third pick there, Mr. Apron Bump Kyle.
I just had one. I forgot who I was going to pick. Okay, so I got a tag team. Got mid card. Got a world title.
You have all your champions.
Got Bianca. All the champions are there. All right. I'm gonna go someone who I think will be a big star in the future. I'm gonna go Grayson Waller.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
High
Grayson Wallace in
pick.
the top 10.
High
Yeah, he is.
pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
darn tootin' he is.
Wow, you're going off potential. Going off a lot of potential.
He's got it, man.
No, he
got it.
is going to be a future very, very good sniveling heel. Like, he's going to be a piece of shit.
He's just a better version of the Miz.
Ooh,
Really.
bold move. Bold statement.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to give him Miz praise just yet.
That's fair.
I'm
That's fine.
not. But I will take the Miz with my next pick.
Will ya?
Yes, I will take the Miz.
Okay, that's a choice.
I need...
It's a great choice. I'm not gonna lie, it's a great pick.
I need a disruptor, and the Miz is always going to disrupt whatever thing he's in.
Is this consistently on TV?
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Sure.
He's never injured. He's always gonna be there.
Yep.
You need
Fuck,
a jobber.
that's a great pick. Damn, Ricky, that's a really good pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna one up you because I'm gonna go with someone who, when he's there, he's the best in the world. AJ Styles.
Oh, he was gonna be on my list maybe next. So it's just AJ, not Gallows and Anderson.
I'll take the club. Good call. Good call.
Which will also give you that also gives you Meech and Mia Yim, because I'm including her as part of the club.
Sure.
Because she was part of the club before AJ Styles got hurt and the club became no more.
That's fine. I'll take Mia Yim as well. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
I need to pretend to care about women in this roster.
You got to have someone for Rhea to face off with.
Do I? We'll find out.
Kyle, you're up.
This is a fancy draft.
Kyle, you're up.
Just daddy pick next. I think I'm going to choose the Alpha Academy.
Ooh.
Chad Gable and Otis, mainly for Chad Gable, but I do like Otis as well. Be a good fixture to have.
Listen.
With Chad Gable. I mean, him and Gunther will have a intercontinental program on my show.
Nice. Listen, Chad Gable got all my respect when he did that fucking hell of a suplex to Braun Strowman during the showcase match.
I saw it live, man. It happened.
Wait,
It
you were
happened right
there?
in front of me.
You were at Mania?
I was there. I was
How
there.
were both nights?
Oh yeah.
How was
It
that
crazy.
atmosphere? I was about to say, how was it?
Those main events, I mean, I've never experienced anything like that. That was insane. But it's a bit deflating at the end.
I bet it was.
It was like a morgue at
That
the
was
end.
great. It was great. It was awesome. I popped so hard in my living room.
Oh man, that traffic. How's that traffic, by the way?
Getting out was kind of a nightmare.
That's Mania was your honeymoon. That's actually pretty fucking awesome.
No, it was a great time. Yeah, leaving the parking lot kind of sucked, but honestly, other than that, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
How did you let
Yeah,
your
dude.
significant other agree to go to Mania as the honeymoon spot?
Well, it was a 10-day trip. And so, like, leading up to it, we did, like,
okay.
Monterey, we did wineries, we did state parks.
Leading up,
we
you
did a bunch
spent
of
as
shit.
much on her as you did on your ticket.
Absolutely. Filled her up with wine and, other.
Yeah. Well,
On
also,
the way there.
Ayo.
also, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Way to pull it off. 10-day trip. Hey, 5 days your stuff, 5 days my stuff. Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right, I'm up next. All right, so I got
I missed the opportunity. For
Brock Braun, LWO, Miz. Oof. I have. Fuck, who am I gonna take now? We. Oh yeah, we're gonna need somebody to totally make Indy feel like a bigger babyface than what she actually is. I'm not gonna do that one just yet, but I am taking Charlotte Flair.
Oh, thank God.
Oh boy. But get her out of here, as far as I'm concerned.
Great, because
Take her.
I'm taking the Street Profits.
Oh, nice.
Thank God I got that from Ricky.
Nice.
It's like I need a tag team.
I didn't even think about the Profits just yet, but okay, Street Profits. But I also have the LWL. They can do lucha stuff with the tag teams. All right, you're up, Kyle. Your fifth pick.
I feel like I should throw a woman in there. I don't think I have any other than my champion. Or although I could just have Bianca just sit there and be champion. I'm gonna take Roxanne Perez. I think
Good call. Good call. Future star. Will be there a long time.
she might even get drafted this week.
She did
can see it.
lose. She did lose a triple threat.
Yeah.
I just hope she gets picked higher than Cora Jade, because Cora Jade does not need to be picked anywhere. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. I just no. No. All right. Number 6 pick for me. You're almost halfway there. To this draft. 6 pick. I feel like I need a legitimate tag team. I think we run out of all of them. Oh wait, no. Of course. I
got a few.
Yeah, no.
Dude, Nick Khan is on this roster.
You cannot draft Nick Khan. Also, well, you do need to use one of your picks to officially select Austin Theory as your U.S. champion.
I know. You guys already have mid-card
Yeah,
champions, so I can take him whenever.
Yeah, just letting you know. But I am going to say, just because They need something to do. And this also includes when he does return from injury, because I still hope that happens. It's a new day.
Damn it.
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Oh, thank God. I get to take my pick again because I'm taking fucking Randy Orton.
Ooh. Okay.
if he ever comes back.
If he ever comes back.
I'll take that risk.
That is
I'll roll those
that
dice.
is a very conditional pick.
Sure.
All right, your sixth pick, Kyle.
Give me. Oh, there's two tag teams I'm thinking of. I'm going to go the Grizzled Young Veterans, if they're still out. I think they're technically still under contract.
They are. They were on TV last week.
They
You
haven't
can
been
take them
given
and make
their
them want to
release.
stay.
So you're
Give me Zach Gibson and James Drake.
So we're gonna call them. So you're not getting their Schism names. You're gonna rebrand them GYV again.
Actually, you know what? Let me take Schism, and then I'll rebrand them later.
Okay.
Joe Gacy's
How do you
pretty
spell
good.
schism?
SCHISM.
All right, so they spell it like the regular way.
Yeah. Schism, which includes The Rock's daughter, Ava Rain, as well.
Yes. Yes.
Nice, nice,
Yes.
nice.
So you get Joe Gacy,
Very,
Ava
very,
Rain,
very cute.
Ava Rain, and GYV in that. Okay. We're pretty much at the halfway point. So just to recap the halfway point right now. On my brand, NXT, outside of my champions of Carmella Hayes, Indy Hartwell, Wesley, Gallus, and Alba Fire, I have drafted Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, the entire LWO, The Miz, Charlotte Flair, and The New Day. Will, with his already drafted champions, and are going to be on his roster, Rhea Ripley, Sammy and Kevin Owens, Liv Morgan and Raquel. Will has drafted the WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns, and the rest of the Bloodline, Seth freaking Rollins, Bobby Lashley, all of the club, AJ Styles, Gallows Anderson, and Michin Mia Yim, the Street Profits, and Randy Orton, and Kyle from Apron Bump. With his not draftable people, Bianca Belair, Sami Callihan, and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, has drafted a world champion in Cody Rhodes, Gunther the IC champion along with the rest of Imperium, Grayson Waller, Alpha Academy, Roxanne Perez, and the Schism. That's where we are at the halfway point of this.
Yes, sir.
I am very happy.
I bet you are.
I got a few curveballs for you. The second half's gonna be wild.
I think the second half is going to be wild as well, as I'm trying to think. Let me just do a little double check here and pull up some.
Yeah, I'm doing a little glance over to make sure I'm not missing any obvious ones.
Oh, Tony D'Angelo, that's a good one.
You love yourself some Tony D.
I'm Tony D.
I will say this: Tony D has gotten a little bit stale.
Damn it, Ricky. You have Zelina Vega too.
Yes, I do. I said the entire LWO. Let me see something. Let me just take a gander real quick.
I need.
Because Ricky, it is. Yo, dude, don't take gender. Don't hinder the gender.
I should fucking take Jinder Mahal.
Tank Ledger is gonna be my next pick. Just let me know.
You're gonna take Tank Ledger.
Oh, I'm not gonna take Tank Ledger.
There are some interesting ones here. There are some very, very interesting ones here. Oh yeah.
Oh, daddy.
Although you do look, I will say this, Kyle, you do look like Hobby, like Big Body Hobby, a little bit.
I'll take that over Gabriel Iglesias.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go do some jumping jacks after this.
All right, Ricky, who you taking, buddy?
All right, I'm going to actually take another faction here, because it includes talent that is really fucking good. And,
Damn.
yes, and it's also probably the only female faction that there is. I'm taking Damage Control, Io, Bianca, and Dakota Kai.
That's not at all what I expected. I thought you were going to take a faction I was going to take.
Who?
I have Rhea. I get Judgment Day too.
So you want all of Judgment Day? Well, Rio is already going to be, so you're going to take all of Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll draft the Judgment Day.
Okay.
I just want Dom. The other ones can fuck off.
Cal, who you got at your seventh pick?
So the Brutes are still available, right?
Brawling Boots are still available.
Brawling Brutes are still available, yes.
I'll take the Brawling Brutes.
Good call.
Give me some Pete Dunne action.
It's Bush.
Sheamus action.
Butch.
not under my watch. God damn, pal.
All right, my number 8 pick. I just had him too. I'm not picking Matt Camp. No. Oh, of course. Yeah. LA Knights coming back
Oh,
to
you cock.
NXT.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Great pick. Bitch.
Will, who you got?
Hang on. Did I fuck up my number? 20, 21. Yeah, okay, sorry. You're 22. I'm gonna take Drew McIntyre.
Okay. Wow, you've got a heavy upper mid card.
Oh yeah, I got a heavy. It's a lot of heavy men here.
It's a lot of meaty men.
This is like Hayes' wet dream.
I think I need like a big name. I feel like we've kind of gotten all of Karrion Kross. No. Lawler, maybe no.
Lawler.
Stupid names on this. I am going to pick Los Lotharios.
Wait, seriously?
Angel Garza is a star, and then Humberto's there too, and then they could be a good tag team, and they're just delicious to look at, you know. So that's ratings.
That's true.
It's ratings, pal.
All right, I see it. I see you. Ratings. All right, cool. All right, number 9 for me. This is getting interesting.
I got a great pick coming up. I can't fucking wait.
This is getting interesting for me. Nope, already taken. Oh, let me see. He's going to be a disruptor too. Bronson Reed.
I was thinking him. I was close to picking him just now.
It's a good pick. That's a really good pick, actually. But I'm gonna one up you, Rick. I'm gonna take another fat guy. I'm taking Quincy Elliott. And here, dude, here's his first storyline. His first storyline, all he's trying to do, he doesn't wrestle, he doesn't talk. All he does is get in the ring with Solo Sikoa and try and do the Rikishi dance with him. For months.
Honestly, must see
He's just
TV.
trying to get Solo to break. That's his first story.
I'd watch.
And then he just gets beaten the fuck out of. He gets murdered.
It only happens at the co-branded Royal Rumble where you finally get the glasses on Solo and he does the dance.
Yeah, and he does the too cool dance. That's his whole story.
I wouldn't have wasted the pick on Quincy Elliott, but your show, I get it. I get it, Kyle.
Wait until I draft him next.
Kyle, you're up.
Shanky's very, very tempting.
Stop it.
But I have a feeling I might still have a chance to get him later down the road. I will go with. There's 2 women I'm debating between. I'm gonna go Lyra Valkyria.
A lot of potential with her.
I think she's really good. Some of her matches in NXT UK were awesome.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of potential with her.
Pretty cool character too.
Yeah. She's got a lot of smoke in her entrance too. A lot of smoke.
More smoke, the better.
That's true. That's very true. Work for Taker. I'm gonna keep going on the women's route. Especially I'm just gonna finish out the rest of the 4 horsewomen that are still around. Becky Lynch is with me.
Oh, nice.
Nice. It's a good one.
I spelled Lynch wrong. CH. Okay. My next pick is with Quincy Elliott. They're going to make a faction. I am drafting the maximum male models.
Nice. What a call. What a call.
So then after they're done with Solo, they're going, there's going to be 3 of them trying to get him to do the dance. Once they're done with Solo, they're going straight to Randy Orton. This is their gimmick. And from there, they're going to Bobby, then to Seth, and then to Drew.
What a call. What a call.
I don't have a name because I don't want to be offensive, but they're going to be something, all right.
They can be called I don't even know. I was trying to put them like maximum male models and call them like MAME or something. Like, no, that's not going to work. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Kyle, you're up. Number 10 pick.
Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey are a tag team, right? I think in NXT they are.
I think Drew's his manager just now. But if you want to make it a tag team, I'll allow it for the sake of it.
That sounds like a package deal.
Yeah,
to me.
it does sound like a package deal.
Give me both those boys.
Gulak,
Who are they?
Drew Gulak, and Charlie Dempsey, a.k.a. William Regal's son.
Nice.
who looks just like Regal, to be honest with you.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right, 2 more picks left for everybody. Which means, Will, you pretty much have 1 more pick left because your last one's going to be Austin Theory.
Oh, I got to take. Okay, I'll take Austin Theory for my last one.
Yeah. This is an interesting one because I want to kind of plan for the future. But I also need an established name. Oh, she's available. But I'm not going to pick her. Actually, if I'm going to be running NXT, I need the guy who pretty much was Mr. NXT, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano.
Great pick.
Solid.
All right, it's my last real pick because my last pick is actually Austin Theory. So
Correct.
I need a wild card. I am taking Odyssey Jones.
I actually have big hopes for Odyssey Jones.
Yeah.
I'm totally judging a book by his cover.
He's a former Syracuse football player, I believe.
Got a lot of girth on SmackDown.
There's a lot of girth, yeah.
A lot of girth.
A lot of girth.
A lot of girth. There's a lot of men here.
And then, hold on, you clear your last choice is Austin Theory, the U.S. champion.
It was meat slapping majesty.
Honestly, if I could actually set up this... Actually, I could do it in universe mode in 2K. I might play this out for all of us and just have this be a running thing.
Please do.
And see who actually does what. Okay, so Will's pretty much done. It's up to me and you, Kyle. You have 2 more picks, and I have 1 more. I think. No, you have 2 more picks. We all have 2 picks.
I have 4 people I'm eyeing down. I have to narrow it down.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take Dijak. I think that dude
Okay.
is a star just waiting to happen.
He just needs the right gimmick.
Yeah.
Donovan Dijak.
Yeah, he just needs the right... The Punisher thing might work for him. Although he's...
I mean, it's as good as anything he's gotten so far in WWE.
For me, he's too much of Christian Bale Batman right now. That's my issue.
a little goofy.
That's my issue. Okay, my final pick. Oh, I need a stunner. It's definitely not
Who's your North American champion?
Wesley.
Wesley. Okay.
He was already there. I need a stunner, and I'm not talking about.
Steve.
Yeah, right.
You have Trick Williams with Carmelo, right?
Yes, they are a package deal. Because I mean, like, can you imagine Trick being on his own? I can't. I can't.
Wait until you have Angelo Dawkins join the Maximum Male Models.
Honestly, I could see it. I could see
once Montez Ford just turns the fuck on
as
him
a comedy
and goes,
bit.
sends him packing.
We're going to do a lot with this last pick here. We're going to do a lot with this last pick. We are going to get people talking. We're going to get a lot of people booing. There's going to be a lot of heat. But the biggest thing is there's going to be a lot of crossover appeal. Because with my final pick, I'm taking Logan Paul.
That is a great pick.
I
thought about him. I was like, nah, I don't need any part timers. If the story's good enough, he'll show up on my show anyway. You don't need a draft Logan Paul. If it's money involved, he'll be on the show.
All right, the final pick is up to you, Kyle.
Edge is still out there.
I thought about Edge.
He is.
But he's going to retire soon. That's why I didn't.
Can I draft 2002 Edge?
No, you cannot.
You have to fuck Lita.
Never gonna stop me. Worth it just for his song.
You think you know me?
So Ricky, do you have the Heritage Cup champion by default as well?
I mean, technically, but for me, it hasn't actually been defended yet on NXT, so it's still like pseudo doesn't exist. Even though, but Noam Dar has brought it, so I will claim also Heritage Cup as well. It can't move anywhere. It says the NXT Heritage Cup. Like it can't go anywhere outside of NXT.
That's fair. That's fair. It is NXT brand. It is NXT property.
You know what? Throw me Shinsuke. I mean, I got the post.
Great pick.
I mean, how do I not have Shinsuke on my roster already?
Nakamura. All right, boys, that's a good draft. I'm very
like
happy
it.
with my
So
roster.
I
SmackDown is gonna be fucking lit.
I do want to kind of set this up in universe mode in 2K and see how everybody does, and just simulate a year, just see how it goes for everybody. All right, so let's wrap this all up. Let's start with me with NXT, including my champion. So I'm going to start with the champions first. NXT has the NXT champion Carmella Hayes with Trick Williams, Indy Hartwell, the NXT women's champion, Wesley, the NXT North American champion, Gallus Boys on top, all of Gallus as the NXT men's tag champion, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn as the NXT women's tag champions. I should have drafted Jacy Jane because she's going to be a fucking star. Anywho, but I did draft Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, the entire LWO, The Miz, Charlotte Flair, all of a New Day, Biggie included, Damage Control, LA Knight, Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, and Logan Paul. That is my final roster. I'm actually really happy with that.
It's a really good. It's a pretty solid roster.
With Will Tarashok's SmackDown roster, his champions are the WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, and the rest of the bloodline comes with him. He also has Austin Theory, the United States Champion, Rhea Ripley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the Unified Tag Champions, will be going across both brands, along with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who are the WWE Women's Tag Champions. Will drafted outside of Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Oliver Club, AJ Styles, Gallows, Anderson, and Michin Mia Yim. The Street Profits, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, the wild card of the entire draft, Quincy Elliott.
Yeah, the Judgment Day.
Judgment Day as well. Maximum Male Models, including Maxine Dupree, great pickup. As well as Odyssey Jones. That is the SmackDown roster. On the Raw roster, which includes the champion, the New World Champion, Cody Rhodes, the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther, along with the rest of Imperium, Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, and the shared tag champions of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, as well as Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Kyle has also drafted Grayson Waller, the Alpha Academy, Roxanne Perez, all of the Schism, Joe Gacy, Ava Rain, and the men formerly known as the Grizzled Young Veterans, the Brawling Brutes, all of the Brawling Brutes, Los Lotharios, Lyra Valkyria, Drew Gulak, and Charlie Dempsey, Dijak, and with the final pick in the draft, Shinsuke Nakamura as well. So,
Hell yeah.
Alexa Lopez snubbed maybe, but she was snubbed way before that because they didn't bring her up with the rest of
They really
Legado.
left her in the dust, didn't they?
Yeah. Yes, they did. So that is the draft. So let's hear from the GMs. Kyle, what do you think of your draft?
I'm very happy with it. I think we got a lot of younger, a lot of up and comers, land of opportunity. I would say Raw is. So I'm looking at. I don't think I have a lot of just like white Americans on my roster.
No, you
which,
do
know,
not. You do not.
Very eclectic. So
You have the
Sometimes
most.
lie.
You do have the most
Someone made
diverse.
a comment. Alexa Lopez did get snubbed.
Yes,
Whatever the hell her name is.
it is Alexa Lopez. Cilio Simon.
Yes,
Yes, sure.
got snubbed.
Yes.
That's not-
Will Tarashok, since we're on you, what did you think of your draft?
Dude, that Quincy Elliott Maximum model is just swerve in the middle. Really fucking got me. That came out, and I did not plan that until I saw the name. I saw Quincy. I didn't plan on drafting Maximum models until after I drafted Quincy. So I think that won the draft for me, to be honest, because it's gonna be amazing. It's just I hope that writer does not come back to the pitch meetings. There's gonna be some fucked up shit in there.
As for me, I am also pretty happy with my draft. Looking at it now, I have a pretty solid core of champions, but I have some people who are challenging. I have big names. I have people who will remind you of the old days of NXT when it was an equal brand to Raw, SmackDown. That's what we thought it was. And we got people who are up and coming who are looking to make a big splash in the spirit of what NXT was and used to be. So I'm very happy with my draft. Like I said, big names, big crossovers involved, and I might just do this tonight and see how it plays out on Universe mode. See if I can really fuck up those rosters. I'm gonna have to find the New World title, which clearly somebody probably made already.
guaranteed.
Yeah,
Before
yeah,
Raw
for
was
sure.
over, I'm sure that was up there.
Yeah,
It probably made it before it was even dropped.
yeah. Before, like, as soon as Triple H like unveiled it, it was already made.
There's people who like play the game while watching Raw, and I was like, oh, let me just Do this
I mean,
real quick.
all you gotta do is take the big gold and put the logo on it.
Pretty much.
So it's not,
Yeah.
it takes a long time to
Pretty
make.
much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Listen, those 2K creators are fucking wild, dude. It is a wild time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So that's all we have. That is our fantasy draft for this year. We probably won't do this until there's another rebrand, split, shake-up. I don't even know what the fuck they're gonna call it these days. But first and foremost, obviously, Kyle, thank you for joining us for this random shit show of a fantasy draft. I hope you had as much. I hope you had as good a time as much as we had having you here. Is there anything that you would want to plug before we go to the post show?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. It's been a great time. But yeah, the Apron Bump podcast. I cover mainly retro wrestling of promotions, big and small, across 4 different decades. So you get a lot of variety over there. TNA, WWE, the Monday Night Wars, all of it. You can find it wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as YouTube. Apronbump.com is kind of my landing page where it'll take you wherever you want to go. Apron Bump on all the social medias. Twitter is probably where I'm most active. I'm also on TikTok and MySpace and all that shit too. So, but yeah, it's been fun. I'm gonna have to get you guys on my show sometime.
Wait, time out.
Hell yeah. Hit me up.
Hold on, time out here. You have a MySpace though?
I mean, it's probably somewhere. Although I think they like got rid of all the old profiles. I think it's like a different thing now, isn't it?
Who's on your top 8?
That would be fascinating to find out. I guarantee you I don't talk to anybody that was on my top 8 last.
Oh man, the top 8 killed a lot of friendships.
Yeah, what a weird concept.
What a weird time to be on social
Ranking
media.
your friends.
I fucking love it, dude. That's what we do in real life anyway. Dude, we all rank our friends
We
secretly.
clearly have a friend ranking, obviously.
Yeah, just don't take offense to it. Just don't be offended. I'm always number 1.
You're your own number 1 friend. Good job, Will.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, no, I'm most of my friends number 1. I'm sure.
My God.
I have to be.
My
I'm
God.
me.
Goodness gracious. All right, are we ready to go to the post show? You're joining us for the post show, Kyle?
I can stick around for a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's fine. We're gonna play.
Hell
We're gonna
yeah.
play some quick games of Am I the Asshole?
Nice.
So it should. You should enjoy it. So, Will, whenever you're ready, folks, sir. Oh my God, Will, I just want to let you know that Taekwon says that you are a bitch, which is probably the nicest thing he said to you this entire show. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been
Yeah.
Kings of the Rings
Thanks, bud.
podcast, episode 338. It was our 2023 Kings of the Rings fantasy draft featuring Kyle from the Apron Bump. What a wild time. This is probably one of my favorite shows that we've done in recent memory. I have been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can formerly find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs, whenever the hell I return to it. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media. Like, share, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews. Buy some of our awesome merch, which I'm wearing some of it right now. The link to all of that is in the description below. If you are listening to the show, make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, and follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at Addict_Wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up for next week. It is Backlash next week, coming live from Puerto Rico. We will not be in Puerto Rico, but I will tell you this: Kay is coming back. Kay is officially returning next week. Kayfabe, our third host, will be returning next week, so that is going to be some great stuff to look forward to. But until then, Will Tarashok, take us home, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Will Tarashuk, T as in Thomas, Arashuk, for all you who cannot spell properly. My other podcast, Talking with Tarashuk. Ricky, next week, we're bringing back unnamed nonsense. The last time I did it was actually with you.
Really?
Almost 6 months ago.
Jesus.
Episode number 39 was when we did it. I haven't done it since. We had just dropped episode number 61. If you don't know what unnamed nonsense is, we have a list of random questions. I have up to 220. And we ask them and we answer them. The question the other night was, can you teach confidence? Are you more free as a child or as an adult?
Child.
And have you ever winked or been winked at?
Both.
So, all those questions were answered and more
Yeah.
on Talking with Tarashuk.
Bonus content for that will obviously be on Will's new deal, as he is going to also be on Fox Nation as well. Anywho, folks, until
Fox Nation, I didn't sign up for that.
You did when you took Tucker Carlson's new deal. Anyway, folks, when we come back next week, it will be Backlash. It'll be the trio of myself, Will Tarashok, and Kay Murphy, who has been rebranded as Kayfabe. Kayfabe's first show under the new name. So it's going to be a fun time, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the draft. Like I said, I might do a universe mode and give you guys updates periodically for our social media. We'll figure it out as we go along. But until next week, folks, goodbye. Good night. We'll see you soon. And somebody who's still going to be on the cutting room floor of the draft will always be Slack, because clearly, fuck you, Slack. We'll see you next week. All right.
Alrighty.
Hell
Excellent
yeah, man.
day.
Thank you. Welcome to our post show, our Tip of the Crown post show. So, Kyle, if you ever see me see me like retweeting someone hashtag and Tip of the Crown, it's because I'm looking for funny ass tweets to highlight here,
Okay.
which I will actually be turning into a future more lovely little YouTube show, little mini show highlighting the best and worst of wrestling Twitter, which sometimes is really not that hard to find in the same stream.
Oh, great.
In the very, very same stream. Oh, speaking of Google Docs, like I was saying before, so I was what was it? Oh, so I went over to well, you know, Sam's parents' place.
Yep.
Because Sam was there over the weekend, him and his wife, and they're like, "Oh, we've been trying to give you this gift," and I've been kind of denying not wanting to drive to Jersey City because I had to drive to Jersey City.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Awful place.
So they give me this gift. You want to know what they got me?
Where'd they get you?
An authentic signed Las Vegas Raiders helmet of Devontae Adams.
Oh, that's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah. So apparently Sam has gotten into auctioning as a side hustle, where he'll go into sports auctions and then flip the items he buys.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
So then he found this. He's like, I gotta buy this for Ricky, and I was so thank you. By the way, oh, Roderick Strong finally got out of purgatory and is with AEW. Yay!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Good job.
Look at that.
Good job.
Excellent.
But also, while I was over there BSing with them after the gift give and stuff, Sam and I are both big Marvel nerds and everything. And so what I discovered via the interwebs is there's a group of anonymous people that have made a living Google Doc of all of the Marvel-related TV, film, and media releases ever, and have categorized it for anybody to download.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah, no, there's a ton.
Content.
There's a ton. They even have like the TikTok accounts that are officially Marvel.
No.
Well, it's mostly just the Daily Bugle account, which has actually leaked a lot of Marvel information.
Yeah, of course it's called the Daily Bugle.
But it also has like the commercials that they've run and stuff too. It even has a living countdown of when the next movie comes, and like if you were to watch the entire MCU from start to finish, it said it would take you like 18 days and 7 hours currently.
I bet. All the TV shows and shit.
Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty good category. If anybody wants it, I can always send it to you. It's fucking dope.
Oh, Ricky, what you thinking on the Mando?
Oh, I loved it. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
it doesn't need
pretty good.
a season 4.
It doesn't.
It doesn't need
right?
a season 4. No.
Like, if we didn't get Mando for like 3 years, I'd be like, that's cool.
Yeah. It doesn't need
Like,
a
what
season
else?
4.
There's no more story to tell. I completely agree with you.
Yeah, it does not need a season 4. It's going to wrap up with Filoni's movie. That's going to put it all together.
Ah, that's fine.
Yeah. No, it was a great wrap up. It doesn't need a season 4. I am kind of pissed that what they did to the Darksaber, I was like, you fucking assholes. Like he just crushed the Darksaber. I was like, so much storytelling for so many years about this damn sword, and now it's nothing. I will say, I want Moff Gideon's Mando suit.
Yeah,
So
cool.
badly.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
I was like, that's fucking dope.
I am pretty excited for Ahsoka.
As you should. How far have you gotten in Clone Wars?
I'm still in season 5.
Okay,
I'm
all
so-
right.
I'm
It's still
I'm
getting
such an
wild.
idiot right now.
I do have to show you. I have to send this to you, Will. So there's a, I think it was like Fan something. It's like Fandom or Fan Expo has a TikTok account, and they got the woman who plays the armorer, Emily Swallow. She went to like a Star Wars convention or something like that, dressed up as her character, the armorer, to see if anybody would notice that it was her.
That's funny.
And she went up and took pictures with like Vader and stuff, and she's like, "There's some Mandos here who took up their helmets, and it's quite troubling."
By the way, 100% of people think ass tastes better than kangaroo. There's only like 5 votes. It has to be people that have eaten both ass and kangaroo, so that's probably a small sample size. But
I think kangaroo tastes better than ass.
well, to each their own, I guess.
Oh,
But I'm probably going to skedaddle here. Gonna go empty the Loch Ness Monster and maybe eat something.
Yeah, go right ahead, dude. Listen, man, thank you for joining us for as long as you did.
Okay, there's the cut.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely be on your show and talk about some random shit. This was a really, really awesome time.
For sure. Yeah, I'll probably like throw you a list or something of events I got coming up to recap, and we'll figure something out.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Excellent. Thanks, dude.
All right, man.
Appreciate
Talk
it.
to you later, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Will. It's just me and you, and I have.
Hell yeah.
Oh, this is a long one.
Looks like. Oh, hang on. Wait. Let me finish editing this first.
It's okay.
Like 2 seconds done.
This is a heavy one, but this is going to be really interesting. I'm enthralled with the title of this "Am I the Asshole" post. A long one. I'm listening. Yeah, just give it a second. Give it a second, Frets. Gotta wait till Will finishes his editing real quick, and I can also check.
Why is my audio low? Yeah, just bump me up a little bit.
There you go. Nothing like giving yourself a little bit of a bump.
Hey, oh, got him. All right, let me hear it.
All right, are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
We might have to take notes for this one. This one seems really long. All right, so it says, this is going to be probably one of the more controversial ones. Am I the asshole for asking my husband to file a police report against my deceased father-in-law?
Oh wow. All right, hang on. I need to give full attention to this. Like, please continue.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, it's a long one. She goes, my husband, a 30 and a male, and myself, a female 27, are preparing to buy our first home. We both work full-time, making above minimum wage, but not enough that either of us can get a home with our single income. Welcome to America. Yesterday, in a conversation with the bank, we were informed that there are 4 collections accounts in my husband's name, all going back to 2018. Power, internet, and 2 credit cards. After a few hours, we were able to link each of these accounts to his father's previous address. The bill is just shy of $6,000. After multiple conversations, we realized the only way to clear this debt from causing issues to his credit rating is to file a police report for fraud. His father died suddenly last September, and my husband doesn't want to tarnish his father's name and is afraid his family will look down on him for doing this. He is on the fence of how this will look if it gets out. I look at it indifferently. We took a massive hit paying for the funeral. Father-in-law had no money and no life insurance. I know it's his dad, but we will be years recovering from the implications of this. None of the recovery agencies are willing to give us a bill paid in full, and even if we do pay this debt, we will lose the down payment we have busted our behinds to raise again for over the past 7 months. We weren't even close to having the buying power we had last September because we only saved about half of our original down payment. So am I the asshole for asking him to make the police report? It's not an ideal situation, but how much more can I let his father's poor financial decisions in life impact our future, especially now that he's gone? So that's the story.
Okay.
Wait.
Number one.
Okay, there's clarification. She adds a lot of clarification and context, but continue.
Okay, please. No. Okay. Clarification, context.
All right,
please.
so she says, clarification for some of the most repeated questions. As some of you might have gathered, yes, my husband has heritage reasons for trying to honor his father even in death. He is also a junior, which is probably the reason the reports came up in the first place, because I have that same issue.
Oh, okay, a junior.
Yeah.
That's good context.
Yeah, I have that same issue from time to time. He's an only child and was raised only by his mother. His father did not sign his birth certificate, but was a large part of his life. His father's estate is gone to probate court to be settled. Because of his accent and his dislike for confrontation, my husband actually had me speak to everyone yesterday. Collection agencies did not have our address or his phone number, which is why we have not even hounded, which I don't know what that means. Everyone I spoke to has told me they had no success in reaching him since they acquired the debt. So no, he wasn't hiding something he didn't know. We have had complications with the credit bureau for the last 3 years trying to access my husband's credit report. We have had to go to the police station and show several pieces of ID, send in letters to confirm his identity because he's a junior. It's the fucking worst. It took the banks to get us to do everything again to resolve the issue. Originally, we thought it was because there was no activity on his credit report. Now we know that at least one account used his father's social security number, my husband's date of birth, and create his father's social security number with my husband's date of birth and created issues. Jesus, that's fucked up. Finally, for those people who want to know what the price of my bad feelings are, I just paid $18,000 out of pocket to make sure this man wasn't buried in a cardboard box. I love my father-in-law, and he told us about his financial struggles. And if he had told us about his financial struggles, we would have helped him. This isn't even about the money. Yesterday, I asked every agency if they would just put paid in full next to the bill, and I would pay it off. I'll save the money again.
No, it's about the money. I don't know what you say. It's about the money.
They wouldn't take the collections off his credit score. It's not 6 months. It's not 6 months worth saving that I'm concerned about. It's 3 to 5 years that the record can stick to his account, which will stop us from purchasing any time in the near future. Finally, my husband needed a minute, but he called me today at lunch and said he has to do what is right for our future. He is going forward with the fraud report this evening. Thank you all for the reassurance. So that is all the context we have.
Okay, so here's the first thing. And this goes for anybody out there. I'm not going to answer whether she's an asshole or not yet, but the number one piece of advice I can ever give anybody on anything financial: if you cannot afford to buy a house, do not buy a house.
Yes.
Do not buy a house if you cannot afford to buy a house. Because if you are wrong, you are fucked.
Yeah.
You're just absolutely fucked. And don't forget how much expensive it is to maintain a house and keep a house.
And property taxes in most states.
Property taxes, insurance rates go up. Like my boss, literally, she gets paid she has a huge fucking house and she gets paid a lot of money. Her mortgage went up $500 a month just recently because of insurance costs and property taxes.
Yeah.
So if you can't afford to buy a house, do not buy a house. Now to this woman, you don't get to make stupid financial decisions and then say, am I the asshole for saying I want to be financially responsible? Like, now you're going to be, hey, this is the financially responsible thing to do, which don't get me wrong, it is. This is the financial responsible thing to do, but you don't get to start now and not be an asshole.
Yeah.
In this situation.
This is hard.
Like, I don't think you're a bad person.
Yeah, I think that.
But you're an asshole. This is an asshole thing to
I
ask.
think mistakes were made on everybody's end.
Yes.
I think the father-in-law was financially irresponsible, and unfortunately, that's where it should have stopped.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know she was being nice, but that is also $18,000 that you don't have to put away for a house.
Yeah.
You know,
that you can't afford to begin
yeah.
with.
Like, at some point, you're just gonna have to kind of really think about alternatives to burial, like maybe a cremation, unless it was in his will and testament that he wanted to be buried. You know, we'll never know.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to make decisions anymore.
Yeah.
If I can't afford a funeral, guess what? He's getting cremated. If I can't afford that, then the state can do whatever the fuck he wants to do with him.
You know,
he's dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's dead.
Yeah, that
he can't help you anymore.
Yeah. that is the issue. And like, I do feel for her husband because, like, no one acts to be a junior, and that screws up so much. Screws up so much.
I feel bad for both of them.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel bad for both of them, especially him, because he has to know what she's asking is fair.
Yeah, I mean,
even though she's an asshole, she's still right. Even though she's an asshole,
it's like, no matter, like, it's like to charge somebody with a crime who's already deceased, but it is legally the right thing to do and what you're supposed to do.
and it's financially the right thing to do.
Yeah, because you have to have it on paper.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have it on paper,
Yeah.
but you're disputing the claim.
I mean, listen, when it comes to money, man, it's another second piece of advice I can give you when it comes to money. Nobody's going to help you.
Nope.
You are alone.
Yeah.
If you're relying on the government to help fix your problems, you are wrong. If you're helping on a billionaire to buy a social media platform and solve all your problems, you are wrong. If you're waiting for the news to fight for your problems, you are wrong.
A lot of the time you're wrong. Yeah.
You are on your fucking own. The only people who can help you is your family, your friends, and your actual social network you know in real life. Strangers are not going to help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to be financially responsible.
Yeah.
Like you can make all the excuses you want, but at the end of the day, it's on you.
Yeah.
Man. It's on
It's
you.
an asshole move, but you could have gotten yourself out of this a long time ago.
Yeah, and you're still right.
Yeah, like,
You're an
yeah,
asshole, but
you're still
correct.
right. You're still correct. Like,
I would also be that asshole.
you got to dispute it somehow. Like, at that point, it's damage control. That's what it is.
Yeah, that is a crazy situation though. That was a really good one.
Yeah, they're like, no one comes out clean in that scenario at all.
Except the dad, he's dead.
That's true. But like also,
He's just laughing in hell.
the part about like he opened up an account with his son's birthday, but his social security number, like that, he clearly knew he was doing something fucked up.
Yeah, that's fraud.
Yeah,
That's straight up fraud.
Straight up fraud.
That is the definition of fraud.
Yeah. So like if when they prove that again, they're probably not going to have to pay back that money because it was fraud.
Yeah.
You know.
Straight fraud. Straight fraud.
So yeah, there's again. It's damage control at this point. It sucks that it had to get that way. There were ways that you could have stopped this, but it's an assholey situation that you're stuck in.
Yeah.
You know.
Like it's weird because these people don't sound like that financially irresponsible. They just sound like they care too much.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's one of the best. I should save a one. That is a great. That's like a great, even just like an academic question. Like, what
really
do you
is.
do?
That really was a good one. Pretty fucking wild.
Yeah. Like, what do you do in that scenario?
338.
Yes, it's 338. I got it right the first time.
Excellent.
Here's a one that's gotten a lot of traction from a couple of hours, from almost a day ago. It says, am I the asshole for buying all red Gatorade at the store even though a mom wanted some for her kids?
Yes. Next one.
It's actually there's a pretty lengthy alibi for this, actually.
Dude, I don't care if you're allergic to every other flavor but red Gatorade. Like, I don't care if yellow Gatorade will make your dick fall off. All right, you are the asshole.
There is actually a medical reason for this, which is funny.
You're still an asshole, dude. I'm sorry, you're still an asshole.
All right, let's move on. It's the quickest one we've.
There is nothing you can say to make me think this guy is not an asshole.
Oh man. Let's see. It's a fun one. All right, so let's do another one. That one's really fucking funny. Fred says, I'm the cashier watching this unfold. You're not the asshole. First come, first serve. Also, ask the clerk for overstock. It's a good point, Fred. It's also a good point. It is not up to the store to guarantee that it's there, unless you ask.
Yeah, of course.
This one's pretty interesting. Am I the asshole for telling my sister her haircut isn't some big achievement?
Oh boy. Oh god, I really hope these sisters aren't black.
No, I don't think they are. Okay, so it starts out saying this: my dad died unexpectedly and relatively young. My younger sister. It's the first sentence. Okay.
Jesus, coming out heavy.
Yeah. My youngest sister was 3 at the time. Her hair was a lot like his. It's super curly. Because of this, our mom did a lot to maintain it. Growing up, Mom would spend hours on my sister's hair, and each morning was dedicated to the two of them in the bathroom, with my sister screaming and crying because brushing through it was long and unpleasant. I've had those issues before, way back when. Up until she was 13, Mom insisted on washing it and styling my sister's hair. She never let her cut it or dye it. When someone suggested getting it trimmed, they were kicked out of the house. I won't lie, Mom was controlling at times, but I thought we all knew it was because of grief and memory of our dad. Not when you're 3 fucking years old. No one knows that. Okay. Well, Mom died, and the first thing my sister did was get her hair chopped incredibly short and dyed. She sent myself and my siblings a picture of her new haircut with the caption, "Sharon, our mom, always said I was going to grow my hair down to my butt. Not anymore." I thought it was my sister's way of grieving, but now she mentions it a lot, like asking how pissed do I think Mom would be if she saw my hair was this short. I told her after the 5th comment to stop acting like her haircut was a big achievement. It's not. Millions of people get haircuts, and she should know her hair was important to Mom because it reminded her of Dad. She said she wasn't supposed to be Sharon's doll or a replacement of their dad. She should have been her own person. If I can't respect that, she doesn't need me in her life. Am I the asshole?
This one is very subjective. So
Yeah, it really depends on how you look at the situation.
It's an opinion, right? It's just straight up an opinion. And to me, it's just like, well, what did you think of the mother? Did you like the mother? Then you're an asshole. Did you think the mother was a bitch? Then you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like, well, was she? No, you got to make a harsh judgment on this woman who's dead and determine if this chick is an asshole.
Yeah. It sounds like from the perspective of the person writing this,
She loved the fuck out of her mother.
Yeah, she was also the oldest, so there's already going to be a natural, probably a closer attachment to the caregivers because they're the oldest.
Yes.
So it almost becomes a partnership the more children you fucking have. And she does say that this sister was the youngest. My youngest sister was 3 at the time. So she grew up essentially not knowing her father and always being reminded of somebody that she never really knew, and the mom grieving through the children, especially with the hair. And I can see that how from a younger person's perspective, always be controlled like that, how that can be really fucking annoying.
Yeah, and she's dead now. She can't hurt you.
Yeah, and it's also like...
Even if it is just your feeling.
And it also feels like, it probably feels the way it's described really brief, and I'm looking into this because degrees in psychology, like there was, from a younger sister's perspective, she never felt like she was herself, and there was a loss of identity.
Yeah.
So this is her kind of, again, it is a little bit sticking it to the controlling mom, but also trying to find themselves and be their own person. So again, like you said, well, from whosever perspective you're looking at this through, you're either an asshole or you're not. This one is a toss-up. Another good discussion piece.
If you think she's an asshole, she's an asshole. If you don't, you don't. There's really because there's valid points on both sides.
It's a great philosophical discussion piece too.
Yeah, it's like sometimes both can be true.
Yeah.
As hard as that is for people to believe nowadays, both things that are complete opposites can be true.
Can be completely true. Yep.
Yeah.
Should we do one more since the Gatorade one was kind of just a no-brainer?
Man, fuck that asshole. Yes, one more.
Oh, let me look for one.
I do like these thought experiments we do every week.
No, these are great. It's one of the best things I ever saw on TikTok. It's like people just doing it. It's like, oh, this is fucking great. Am I the asshole? This is never family. This is big on family situations on this week. Am I the asshole for snapping at my brother-in-law and threatening to never let him see my kids after he told my son to be the quote man of the house?
Okay, wait. One more time.
Am I the asshole for snapping at my brother-in-law and threatening to never let him see my kids again after he told my son to be the man of the house? Which is in quotes.
I need a lot more context, but just from that statement, I mean, Is there another man of the house? Like, I need more
Yeah,
context. here.
we're this is another detailed one, which is good. Detail is good, folks.
Like if this little kid has a dad, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about my man like that for? Yes, I get it, and you're not an asshole. But if the man, like, if the dad isn't there or he's dead, like, and you tell the kid to be man of the house, like, I don't see any issue with that. I need more context. First.
Okay. So the person starts out with saying, "My husband," so he might be there.
Yeah, so he's there.
Okay. My husband, Dan, grew up in a single-parent household. His dad died when he was young. His older brother, Martin, was definitely parentified and became, quote, the man of the house. Together, Dan and I have 3 children. Sydney, 12 and a female, Gabe, 10 and a male, and Charlotte, 3 and a female. Unfortunately, Dan passed away 3 months ago. It's been
So he's not there.
it's been a terrible struggle trying to balance my grief, my children's on top of the rest of my grief, my children's grief on top of the rest of responsibilities. I have a great support system, so I have been cognizant to make sure my babies still have a childhood. I always said I wouldn't do what my mother-in-law did, whatever that was. Recently, I was having a bit of a tough time. Charlotte was sick. Sydney is in about a million activities, and the housework was piling up. Martin's wife, Rachel, offered to come by and help me out. She generously cleaned the house and looked after Charlotte while I ran Sydney to her activities. When I arrived back home, I found Martin and Gabe in the kitchen. Martin was telling him that it shouldn't have gotten to the stressful point and he should be helping me more. Gabe, the child, remembers also 10. Just everybody remembers the child he's talking to at the time, telling him to run a house. So then let me go back to it. I found Martin and Gabe in the kitchen. Martin was telling him that it shouldn't have gotten to the stressful point and that he should be helping me more. He told him that he was the man of the house and it was up to him to step up. I cut in and told Gabe to not listen to his uncle, that he is a little boy and it is not his job to take over for his father. Rather, it's his job to play, go to school, and just be a kid. I sent him to play. I tore into Martin. I asked him how dare he say that to my son. I said he may have been parentified, but he will not do the same to my son. I said if he pulled crap like that again, he'd never see my kids again. Martin told me I was being ungrateful. He was only trying to help. He said more than anything, he was defending his wife as it's not her job to help me. I reminded him I never asked Rachel for help. She offered. Martin said she wouldn't have if I wasn't complaining about how hard my life is. Since Dan's family has been telling me what a bitch I am, they say this is all Martin knows and I was way too harsh on him, especially threatening to cut him off. They told me I need to get my shit together. My mother-in-law especially thinks I need to suck it up and expect my kids, not just Gabe, but Sydney too, to help me with Charlotte. I told her off, and that only made it worse. Everyone is accusing me of alienating Dan's family, which I'm not trying to do. Am I the asshole? There is an edit to clarify. Okay?
Please.
She says, my children do have chores and help around the house. The work in question was things that are out of their age bracket and were my responsibility. Thus, why I was falling behind, considering I also have to take care of the kids, drive them places, and do more things that are not age appropriate or their job.
Okay. This one's very, very.
There's
very
a lot to
difficult.
break down. Yeah.
This is like a dodecahedron of sides in the story.
Great word.
So let's start with the mother.
Okay, the one with the children. Yeah.
Yes, you are not the asshole because, damn it, those are your kids.
Correct.
No one gets to fucking tell you how you raise your kids.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the context is and where the other people are coming from, at the end of the day, you are their mother. You decide.
Mm-hmm. And the only parent around.
And the only parent.
Yeah.
Now, that's just the principle of the situation. Nobody gets to tell me how to raise my fucking kids.
Yeah.
So, no, you are not the asshole. However, threatening to never let them see them again, that is way too far because you have to take their point of view and their intention to heart because their intention is very, very, very important here. Mm-hmm. And you can't just let that go overlooked. So threatening to never see them again is too far, but it does not make you an asshole.
Yeah, I think it got to the... It sounds like she's clearly still grieving, which, duh. You know?
Yes, it's been 3 months
Yeah.
and you have children.
Yeah.
That's but
Yeah.
he's also right. the kid, the little boy, even though he is 10, he does need to step up. That's just not for him to decide. If the wife wants him to go and be a kid and have fun,
then he goes and be a kid and have fun.
That's her
Yeah.
call. That's her call. There's nothing you can do about that. No matter how right you think you are, you cannot tell her how to raise her fucking children.
Yeah, I'm wondering if, because it sounds like she came in the middle of that conversation, which
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much more detailed he was going into what he should do.
And how many times it's happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. I mean, there is a fear that she has because of how her husband grew up and what she knew of that, living in a single parent and not have, and obviously the brother-in-law being the oldest of that family, having to actually essentially be parentified.
That definitely inspires your parental philosophy. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and
that's all parenting is, philosophy. Remember that.
Yeah, because no one knows what they're doing. Trust me. And she kind of doesn't want to go that philosophy and have him like just still be a kid. Because like also he's 10, like it's not like he's like a sophomore in high school. It's not like he's 16 and might have to start making couple of decisions for the family because dad's not around. He's still 10. There's still a lot of stuff that he probably clearly doesn't know yet. Right. And it's hard. Could he be more assistant to mom and tasks that he can do? Sure, and I think that's what she was trying to get at. But I think she got so just turned off and also probably scared at how it was presented to her son that she went on the defensive.
It is also a little offensive. Like, bitch, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. This is my job.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I take the extra work. Like, don't question me as a mother either. Like, and don't question what I can and can't handle as a mother.
Yeah.
So it is, like, yes, parenting is a co-parenting job, and women need men as much as men need women, and same thing with same-sex couples. They need each other. That's a fact. Yeah. But it is a little insulting to say, hey, asshole, I'm still here.
Yeah.
This is my job. Mm-hmm. Like, don't question me and my ability as a parent either. Mm-hmm. So I can see if she got a little offended by that as well. I think that's totally justified.
Yeah, and I think the brother-in-law got offended that his wife was helping, which I
think is also justified.
Sure, yeah. But I mean, she also said like she offered, so like I mean, I'm not gonna turn down help if it's gonna help me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially from family.
Yeah, especially from family, and there's also the term it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes, which is also true.
Yeah. So in that context as well, yeah, she probably shouldn't. She's not the asshole, but she probably shouldn't have threatened it to that extent because she's going to lose a lot of her direct support with 3 young children.
Yeah, you took it too far, and 2, these people are offering you help. Do not deny them help. You find a way to find it appropriate for them to help.
Yeah.
And on the family side, you got to be open to compromise
and different parenting styles.
The kids need all of you.
Yeah.
The 3 kids need all of you. You just got to get your shit together. Yeah. Like making that threat, it's too far, but I still don't think you're an asshole.
Yeah, they're 12, 10, and 3. Like that's
girl, you need help. Yeah. Like, you're gonna need help, and when that kid gets older, he is gonna need to step up and do chores around the house.
Sure, when he gets older,
but you get to decide when that point is and how that happens.
Absolutely correct.
Your fucking kid.
Yeah, these were good this week.
Those were very good this week, and they're very complex and very real issues.
Yeah, those are very, very good this week. That's a wild one. Oh, yeah.
I need some Gatorade.
Oh man, Gatorade guy was misunderstood.
Thank you, Taquan, for sticking around.
Yeah, I gotta see what I gotta skim through the Gatorade story. I just want to see what exactly
I want to know what medical condition he's lying
about. That's what I want to know too. That's what I want to find out right now. Oh yay, tomorrow's payday. Thank you, because I paid rent earlier this week.
I get paid on Friday. Oh yeah.
I wish I got paid on getting paid on Thursday is such a tease. It's the worst.
I get paid every Friday.
Oh, you're weekly?
It's kind of
you're weekly.
Every single.
That's dangerous.
Dude, it's not though. I love it. I love being paid weekly. It's so mentally better for my spending habits and like the way I think about money.
Yeah.
Because bi-weekly was just like, oh, should I have all this money? Whereas the small little hits,
Yeah.
it's way easier for me to manage my money.
Honestly, I had an internship, which turned into a paid internship for like a summer, and I was getting paid weekly. It was fucking beautiful.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
I think it's just so much easier for me.
Mm-hmm. So
And I've been paid bi-weekly. I didn't like it.
it's like the norm, and it sucks. All right, so this person, the Gatorade controversy, they clearly state in like the first paragraph, I have low blood sugar and dehydration issues, and my doctor recommended that I drink Gatorade to help keep my electrolytes in balance.
You should get a Coke.
Or like liquid IV. There's a bunch of other hydration, like
Yeah, dude, Gatorade's not good for you, no matter what your doctor says for your blood sugar.
However, there's also another caveat. I'm neurodivergent, which means on the autistic spectrum, which means, and they state, and it's hard for me to change things up, try new flavors, so I only buy the red kind, as it's the only one I like. So it's not stubbornness, but it's hard for them to change their ways. They're very set in their ways, people who are neurodivergent, firmly on the autism spectrum.
I get it.
Yeah. But that's also something that, depending on the age of this person, which they seem a little bit on the older side, like, I then question did they ever get any assistance in learning how to deal with things that go out of their routine?
Well, let me ask you: people with this disorder, if they're technically on the spectrum, right? How often is it for them adults to be living without assistance and be like completely in society like any person who wasn't have that condition?
It depends where on the spectrum. It depends where on the spectrum they fall.
How far can it hinder them? Because if he is it? I'm asking, is it where is the normal on that spectrum? What's considered like normal?
Ooh, it's hard because, I mean, they just changed up the spectrum and neurodivergent is a thing. So there are some people who can go through life and it doesn't really bother them, and they're very free function. That I've worked with people who are on the spectrum, and you need to handhold them through everything.
Right.
You know.
So I would need to know where this person is on that spectrum.
Correct. Yeah.
Because if he's there by himself, which could be completely normal, I just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, to me, just by reading this paragraph and saying, like, this person goes to the doctor, it seems like he's in the store by himself.
Like, he seems to be living a
he seems to be
living a pretty decent life.
Like a functional member of society, yes.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I would say they're probably pretty high on the functionality scale of the spectrum.
So it gives you less of a pass.
Yeah, but it also makes me wonder what services that was given that helped to teach them, like, hey, when things don't go your way or when something goes out of your routine, how are you going to react to that? You know what I mean?
You gotta learn to roll with the punches.
Yeah, like how like what assistance did he get in that matter? Because then again, there's somebody I saw on the TikTok app recently who was neurodivergent and served in the U.S. military and took us through his time in the military.
Excellent. That's awesome. I'm very interested.
I gotta find it again because he actually talked about, because he said he was always he always got in trouble because they said he was like, not the vice, but he was combative with authority figures. He's like, no, it wasn't that. It was like, I was the vice of the people who were fucking assholes to me. That's my concern. He's like, the military was perfectly fine. They gave me a book to read about all the procedures and the rankings, and I understood that because it told me how things worked, and I figured it out. Like, there was an order to stop, and that didn't bother me because he was used to routine.
He thinks different.
Yeah.
He just thinks differently.
No, he realized that that's good for him because it gave him routine.
Yeah. Do I love routine?
I
fucking love being in a routine.
Yeah.
I'm OCD in terms of, like, I like the constant flow of, like, this day I'm doing this day I'm doing that. Each day kind of flows into each other of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But, something happens and I get out of that flow state, I just create a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as long as I'm kind of like how I do podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, Thursday I'm going to edit this way, Friday I edit that way, Monday I do this in social media. It's a consistent flow of things that gets disrupted every now and then. But I totally get the idea of routine because I'm like that.
Yeah, so he's neurodivergent. He has some good commentary about being the military and neurodivergent because he was like, listen, everything was explained to me, and so I didn't have an issue with that. You know, and I believe he was actually he was a medic at one point. So, and he was
Good for him.
he was in the military during the Iraqi War.
I bet he's shared Gatorade.
Probably
With fucking kids.
Yeah, like neurodivergence is fascinating spectrum because one of my best friends from college, she recently found out she is neurodivergent, and in my head I was like, you know what, that explains a whole fuck ton about you. But some people go throughout their lives and don't realize why they are the way they are, and it turns out they're just a little off, but doesn't mean they can't function through society.
Yeah. Like my doctor says I have OCD, but it doesn't like affect me in life. I respond and live with it quickly. I say I don't have OCD.
Yeah,
Like I have it technically, but it doesn't affect me really.
yeah,
Like,
it's not a personality disorder. It's like
Right.
Yeah, you just have you're particular about certain things, which most people are. But like I said, it doesn't.
It's a side effect to the anxiety that is legitimate.
Yeah, I think
legitimate.
that's it's anxiety. The side effect is your OCD. So you have things a particular way so that you can quell your anxiety.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much what
Oh
it is.
God, when that was out of control, that was out of control.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. But wait, so was Tony Khan's big announcement? What was Tony Khan's big announcement?
I don't know. I don't watch
reviewed
that
it on
one
the
anymore.
No, I think Fretch revealed it.
Oh, Roderick Strong.
No, was it? No, it wasn't Roddick. Because no, they never announce. Oh, it was your announcement was the Owen Hart Cup.
Oh, I forgot it was the Owen Hart Cup was also announced, which means What's Her Tits is going to be speaking again.
For half the show.
Oh my God! I think that's probably like the last guy watching AEW is get the fuck off my screen forever.
There was rumors, and I'm very surprised that I didn't think of this earlier, because I was talking about this with Charles earlier in the week. The Owen Hart Cup finals are going to be in Calgary. Oh, how apropos. Of course.
At least they didn't have it where he died.
Yeah, right. Well, that was in like Cleveland. But TNT, TBS is all owned by Warner. How the fuck is AEW pay-per-views not on HBO Max or Max or whatever they're calling it?
Dude, I don't know why. Like maybe Warner just isn't interested in that. They probably see more money in cable.
I
Through
guess through advertising. Okay, sure, but I'm just like, I don't know, because like that seems like an easy kill right there.
Also, their pay-per-view buys aren't that bad.
True.
They get around 100,000. They get around 100,000 buys per pay-per-view.
Very true. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't just maybe experiment.
If not more.
I wouldn't see why they just wouldn't experiment putting it on Max or getting some, like, that should be an easy hub for AEW content.
You gotta do the Ring of Honor. You should just put Ring of Honor on HBO Max.
That's true. Because, like, if you think about it, HBO Max already has a ton of sub-channels. Like, all of DC.
Cartoon Network.
DC.
They just added the Spider-Mans, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans.
Oh, that's the Disney, though. Disney got it.
Oh, sorry, Disney. Sorry,
Disney got it, but no, Warner has all the DC content.
HBO. It's HBO. My bad.
Yeah, HBO Max has all the DC content, all of Cartoon Network. I think that Adult Swim has a section too, as well, if I'm not mistaken.
They do. Yeah.
You know,
John Oliver's there. Bill Maher's still there. Like Real Sports is still there.
Yeah, like
what's the preseason football? Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks, yeah.
Hard Knocks is there.
Hard Knocks has some great fucking shows.
The movie selection. Harry Potter's there. HBO is the best streaming service.
Yeah, and imagine if they added AEW content there. Like, AEW has a lot of bonus stuff that they can do, or that they have been doing, that just doesn't have a place for it yet.
Yeah. They should.
Yeah.
They totally should. I'd watch it.
I'd watch it
That's
too.
how
I'd watch it too.
It's right there. Like, it's hard watching wrestling on Hulu. I'm not gonna lie. It's very hard watching wrestling on Hulu.
And HBO can provide a lot of different stuff that maybe
Like if Raw and
can do.
SmackDown were next day on Peacock, I wouldn't miss it ever.
Which I don't see why we don't, because if you explored,
TV rights.
yeah,
It's part of the TV deal.
yeah. If you explore Peacock, at least for Raw, it could be next day, and so could NXT. but Peacock has running channels of random shit.
Yeah.
All the time. And WWE, they have a WWE like running channel of random shit. You can literally put on Raw the next day.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
You could literally just put it on literally live.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
With ads.
And
like you could literally put it live on Peacock with ads. I don't see why you don't.
Yeah.
I don't see why you don't.
Yeah. And like I said, if AEW starts moving some content or something to HBO Max, I think it'll be one of the best things they've ever done. Like I said, put Ring of Honor there.
It's gotta be exclusive rights. If you're gonna pay $1 billion, no, it's motherfucker. This is exclusive. Suck my dick. Like if I was the cable deals, I'd be like, yeah, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. No, you're staying on cable.
But if they own the cable,
I paid you $1 billion.
I need the AEW and ROH library at least on HBO Max, because I think that's a great hub for it.
It is. I mean, you think about Ricky. You're thinking as a consumer. You're not thinking as a businessman.
I guess.
And you're not thinking of deals you already signed.
I don't even know AEW's TV deals, to be honest with you.
Well, it's a contract year. This year's a contract year.
That's true.
Which is why they're getting so much extra content.
Yeah.
Like Warner loves AEW. They think it's a great product. I think it's a good brand. Like I think it's very smart for them to have on television.
Yeah. I think AEW needs to start. Well, at some point should evolve to the point where they get their library, or at least their old shit, or older shit on like HBO Max. Give them a channel. Give them a section like WWE has a section on Peacock.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I could be like, let's watch all the old All-Ins or all the Dynamites. So you can start doing recap shows of AEW from start to finish.
Like, I just don't understand what they have to lose.
They have nothing to lose. It's right there. It's all under the same company. It's like WWE who whores himself out every 5 years to the highest bidder. Like, it's all right there. All under the same umbrella. AEW is in a position that WWE is going to be in when the deal goes through. It's pretty much what it is. They're not putting all their resources together, and that's the one thing I'd probably change about AEW and ROH is give them a spot on HBO Max and put all that crazy wrestling shit there, because us crazy wrestling fans are gonna spend the money we don't have on it anyways.
Dude, I kind of want to do another podcast with Zeri and just do a full hour on the business of TV deals in WWE and AEW, like how all that shit actually works.
That'd be fascinating as fuck.
Because like he works in that industry and he knows. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, don't name names. I don't need to name names. Just tell me just structurally how business gets done.
Yeah.
And like what they literally can and can't do with the products.
Yeah, no, I would love for that. I would love to do that. But anyway, it's around 10:15. I think Fretch is the only one watching us right now. So
Yeah, well, Taquan's still here. He's going to hell. So.
No, Taquan just finished an essay, I think.
Yeah, whatever.
Who knows? Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. Thanks everybody for joining us, all that hot stuff, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace. I did everything is.
Midnight music.